He did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
I think it's because we're not used to it at all.
That's the thing.
There's a lot of stuff with our new boss. I'm just like,
right.
Wow, this is very new, and I like it.
Like we have like our immediate boss, our program director, which is Jose, and you've heard him in middays a few times. Great guy. And then we have like the director of programming, who's down the hall, who doesn't really. He's just kind of like, well, you guys just do. I don't know. I'm worried about it. He's doing his other stations.
It's one of those things of like, if I need to get involved, let me know.
Right, but other than that, I got other stuff to focus on. And then we have our market manager, who also, this is important, not only is in charge of every, like the top dog at this site, but also runs our San Francisco station. So I don't know, what is that, 9-10 stations, all the employees, all the managers, all the blah, 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 sales. So I get a text in the middle of the day yesterday, and I won't read it verbatim. That's her business, but it was just really nice. Hey, meant to say congrats on the great ratings, and keep it up, and all that fun stuff. And yes, that's not normal. Not the ratings part necessarily, but and I was incredibly close with our now retired market manager, but he just wasn't that guy.
No,
he just wasn't that guy. Every once in a while, he'd say something face to face, but generally, no. And she's like, she listens to the show. She'll text stuff of like, hey, that was a great interview, or hey, I saw that thing, or whatever. Never like, hey, you should do this or you should do that. Not once, which I really also appreciate. Like, let the ding dongs do their thing and whatever. But I will say, I know you guys get tired. Well, I don't know. Maybe you don't get tired of this, man. I hope you don't get tired of us complimenting you. And we're really thanking you, because the difference between our ratings this last summer, and it's been a steady climb between our ratings this last summer versus the summer prior. We moved up, I think 10 full spots, and are just doing awesome. And I continue to go home and go, I don't know what is wrong with people or why you're listening, but you are, and I'm not going to question a good thing, dude. I'd like to say we're doing all this different stuff. I don't think we necessarily are. But also, I think what's amazing is that summer is our weakest time.
Summer, we're expecting everybody to go away.
We're supposed to
like
tank
a reverse hibernation.
It's understood that summertime, you don't want to tank, but there's an excuse there. There's just very little going on. Meanwhile, this summer we did really freaking well, which really excites me to see what's going to happen in the fall. We have football, we have baseball playoffs, we have basketball coming back, Kings, all that fun stuff. to see what happens. But listen, thank you guys so much again and again and again. I don't get it. I don't understand it. But hey, here we are. And I've been not going after, but I've been yammering to the powers that be. Like, just again, I think this is all a compliment to you guys. But across the board, our daytime shows, us middays, afternoons, are just number one in the market. Sports wise, I mean, the news stations and all, the rock stations, those are tough to get to. But as far as the sports market goes, and it's no disrespect to anybody else, I'm just talking about us. All three shows are top of the pops, number one in their time slots. And that's cool because I grew up listening to the station, and I've seen the station have some pretty good highs. I came into the station when it was the Rise Guys, Jim Rome, Don and Mike, Grant and Mike, and then Jim Cozumore. And that I don't, again, everybody has their own. That to me is that lineup. I don't know if that lineup will ever be top. That was an insane lineup. But ratings wise, across the board, from what I understand, we're actually at or better where we were in those, at least in the 3 local time slots, than we were back then. And that's just a compliment to you guys. Also, one other corporate follow-up. What ended up happening after you called me yesterday from the meeting? Let me back up. So you guys,
I will say that a lot of points were brought up to sound like the original idea isn't the best idea.
A lot of points were brought up to the original idea.
Because the original ideas bring everybody in here
Yeah.
for a live show.
Yes.
And do a breakfast for everybody.
Yes.
And some points were brought up to say, like,
Can you name any of them right now? Or no?
How many people would want to be here for 4 hours?
I don't think we should be here for 4 hours. I think it should be like 7 to 9, or 7 to 10, maybe 8 to 10. So, but I get that.
The idea of people need to go to the bathroom, people need to leave for some, like, are we going to have escorts for?
Have them come in the side door, and we've got Bobby or somebody else down there to escort him to the bathroom and back. Thought about that too.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we might have to have, a promotions person.
So the thought was, like, maybe we can do some sort of fundraiser someplace.
Yeah, I'm not doing anything offsite.
Okay.
That's stupid.
All right. Well, that's something that you can bring up today.
Okay. I mean, I don't know how hard it is to get 30 people into, or whatever it is, I mean, that's fine. I'm not going to do that. I wasn't that. I like all of those
these
people.
are points you could have heard yesterday.
Yes. Well, that was the thing.
Brought them up yesterday.
Full disclosure was they have a meeting every day at 11 a.m. or every Tuesday at 11 a.m. And then this type of stuff is brought up at the end.
But we do have something that the listeners are going to go crazy for.
Oh, really?
To start the King season.
Okay.
That's about as much as I can say.
Yeah. No, I think I've sniffed around, or I've been sort of made aware of what that could be. I mean, screw it. I'll just do it myself. Just open up the side door. Put us down there.
Don't tell anybody.
No,
here's the gate code to get in.
We could have either me or Jason go out, or you, to let people in. I mean, I'm not trying to make anything crazy, and I know everybody. I mean, look, if we can, my thing is we do here. I guess my question would be this: the country station has artists downstairs, and they do performances. Probably 6-7 times a year, maybe. I don't know, 5 to 8 times a year, probably, where we have that whole thing packed, and we somehow figure it out. Why can't we figure it out for?
It's rarely with listeners, though.
But they do it. I mean, at least more than once a year, there's listeners downstairs listening to, freaking
old
Bob.
And then I'll come back with, like, that's a half hour.
Yeah. No, you're right. I guess my thing is, what's the difference between a half an hour and 2 hours or 3? I mean,
90 minutes.
Other than 90 minutes. Like somehow we figure that out. And I would also say this too. We do absolutely almost zero events with KHTK.
Yeah, but you also just said that you don't want to go to an offsite.
I don't want to go to an offsite, not for the reasons people listening think, which is I'm a hermit and I don't want to be out in public, which I am, and I don't. But I don't like pulling the blanket back, fully transparent, because we always are. I don't like remote shows because they're almost always lame. And I don't like this is just probably the
unless the people at Disneyland are listening.
That's a great point right there. But that's also the key. Look, and if it's like a client or something, my thing is always like, cool, we can do it, but we need to piggyback on some other event. Like there needs to be a built-in audience. My nightmare is, hey, we're going to be live from Phil's Pub for the morning show. And it's I'm just going to pick on a couple people here, and I love you, but it's like Chris Guerrero and 4 other dudes, Steven, who I love, and like 4 other dudes. And so there's like 6 people there. There's no energy. It's kind of weird. Everyone's just kind of looking at each other. Not that kind of energy. Thank you. My bad. And I want, it's got to be, for me, there's got to be an atmosphere there. I not just for there, but also I like it when people are listening and, hey, everybody, welcome back. And everyone's, when we do something on site, we can control it. We can also, as I'd said, do tickets. Not you have to buy tickets, but the process of signing up, getting your info so we know who is going to be. Basically an RSVP is what it is. It's not a free-for-all, only so that we can understand who's coming. We also understand that we're going to have at least a 10% no-show, so you overbook it a little bit. And then we've got a full room. That's what we did for the Pete D'Alessandro debacle. That's what we did when Katie and I had Vlade and Peja and G-Man and that whole crew there a few years ago. The biggest issue I thought would be, well, how do we do catering? I don't know. I just don't.
Once again,
yeah, I know.
Great points that could have been made.
Yeah, and that's the thing. So yeah, we get off at 10, and with my wife's schedule during the year, I got stuff going on. And the whole thing was get off at 10, and then I'm here for like 2 hours, literally scratching my butt before I go in there and go, hey, like
an hour.
No, because this meeting starts at 11. Scott said that stuff gets brought up at the end of the meeting. Was he joking?
Yeah.
Oh, well, nobody told me that. He said that
he thought we were going to be there. It's like a half hour max.
No, he was like, I thought he was, I'm going to see him today. I honestly thought he was dead serious because he didn't make a joke. He was like, no, stuff like that, like questions and ideas come in at the end of the meeting. And I'm like, so noon?
If you're coming in to specifically ask for something, like there is a schedule of things, but you could have came in and said like, hey, I just want to put this out there.
Okay, like legitimately, I thought.
Why wouldn't you have?
No, I'm being serious. Legitimately, when he said that, I thought that was the way it was. And I didn't want to be like, oh, I can't wait around that long. Can I do my thing at the beginning and be like big Mr. Ego guy? So I was like, okay.
Well, you're already in Mr. Big Ego guy territory.
Why? For not staying until noon?
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man. It's there. And by the way, there's not, honestly, were you in the meeting when you called me?
Mm-hmm.
You could have just put me on speakerphone.
I could have.
But
you said that you're meeting with Brandon today.
Meeting with Brandon today?
Yeah. You said, oh, well, no, maybe Brandon said something like that. Brandon said like, oh, we're talking tomorrow anyways.
Oh, well, that's new. No, I'm going with those guys to El Macero today. That's where they're doing a media day out there. I'll be with Scott today and tomorrow. We're going up to Tahoe tonight for the Edgewood broadcast tomorrow, which we're managing to do. So.
Oh, we're bringing a whole bunch of listeners with us?
No, not that part, just the broadcast part.
We bring in breakfast with us.
I mean, at this point, dude, I'll buy 30 McMuffins. Like, I don't know. I mean, we'll figure it out. Some of this stuff needs to be off the air because I don't want it to come off like I'm frustrated with sales or promote. They're great, and we'll figure it out. But I also don't think it should be this complicated. Like, I understand that there's fits and starts and speed bumps and things. You know, I get it. You can't just be like, everybody come in, but also like, look, and now it's at the point where I didn't even want to do this in the first place. They bullied me.
Then why did you say yes? You could have just been like, I don't really know how we're going to do this.
Truly, why did I say yes? Because they want it. And ultimately, no matter how much of a, no matter how much.
How about we go to a listener's house? Someone hosts over there.
No matter how much I go back and forth with our folks, especially on the YouTube chat, ultimately I would do just about anything for them. And that's look, they've expressed that for a while, and I feel weird coming on and saying, hey guys, thanks so much for these amazing ratings and being here all 4 hours, and all the stuff that a lot of you do, and yada yada yada. Yes, do I want to do a live show? No, it has nothing to do with meeting listeners or. Truth be told, I actually do. I love meeting listeners. I love interacting. It's always an awesome experience, but I don't like the technicality aspect, the technical aspect of doing live shows. It's just a different format altogether. And honestly, I personally think it's kind of boring sitting there. I would think it would be boring sitting there watching Jason and I talking about sports at a table with headsets and microphones on while everyone eats biscuits and gravy. That to me sounds boring, but that's what they want, and I want to do it for them. And Cam says we should do it at Hagen Oaks driving range.
That'd be fun.
That wouldn't be bad. We'll figure it out. I'll have a good. I'll have a good 24 hours, 48 hours with Marsh, and I'm sure we can put something together. Also, by the way, I think it's also a really good opportunity for one of our many partners to, somebody steps up to cater this whole thing. We're going to give them a ton of mentions. Dave, are you getting flashbacks of Cal Expo? I mean, it's a legitimate question. I don't think I've done a live broadcast since Cal Expo. That's not in my head, no pun intended. That's not what I'm thinking about. But by the way, the live he's referring to Don Geronimo's live show at Cal Expo when he fell off the stage. Now that is a completely different type of live show. That is not the live show we would be doing. Our live show would be, instead of watching us on YouTube, you're watching us in the downstairs room and eating food and interacting. And I also even went as far as to think about, I want to make like a YouTube section of it as well. Like any listener can come in, hang out. That'd be awesome. But I do think we should put all our YouTubers together. And I also, I was even on Amazon yesterday looking at, I want to do one of those, hi, my name is, and then we put their screen names on there for them to wear on their I mean, we'll all know who like Chris Guerrero is. These guys going to need 2 seats, but everybody else, be like, hey, Zeebs, what's up? MC, what's going on? Hey, Peg. Hey, Camp. And then also, by the way, I'm also aware that half of our YouTube chat will be like, I can't come that day. I've got the thing of the thing. That always happens too.
It's very tough to get somebody to do something that they can just do in their house.
It's you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. I'm going to try. I left the, by the way, you probably saw I left the 8 o'clock segment open. He doesn't know yet. I'm going to wait till he wakes up. I'm going to try to get Sam to come on today. Talk about this Jonathan Kaminga stuff. This stuff's pissing me off. Let's just get it. I don't want to get to a point where I don't like Jonathan Kaminga for reasons other than that's like, I don't want to get to a point where I'm just like, look, enough. I'm tired of it. Consummate the marriage or move on. But I am there. And obviously, if today they announced they traded for Kaminga, I'd be like, oh my God, this is great. Let's go. We got a power forward. Yay. We got to be all over it. But I am really, and I think a lot of the people are too. Like, I'm just tired. I get it's a negotiation. This is how it works. But I'm just completely and totally tired of it. As far as yesterday went, it was my job to pick a kid up from school. And I had a moment because Mel didn't get home till like 7. So we basically had from 4 to 7 for the kid and I to hang out. And I do try to be a good dad, but I had there's a period of adjustment for me because with Avery gone and just Mason there, and Mason's a lot tougher than Avery when it comes to stuff. Like, Mason could spend all day on his own entertaining himself. He's fine. Avery is all over the place. And, she's like a doggy. And Mason's like a cat, honestly. Just, kind of does his thing, very self-sufficient, whatever. Avery's the one that, you come home and she's at the door scratching at it. Hey, what's up? Rawr, here's all the things that happened to me today. And, so got home and Mason, generally go in and start knocking out a little bit of his homework for the day. And I have finally dedicated. I have a problem with video games in the sense that I am a hoarder of video games, and then I end up getting distracted and either purchasing or playing. For example, and gamers will understand this, between the Steam Deck that I use when I travel and my PlayStation, which I use at home, I have Red Dead Redemption 2. I have God of War. I have Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I have I have Far Cry 6. I have 8 AAA titles, right?
Dork.
And what happens? I end up playing Star Fox 64 or this game called Sparkle Unleashed, where I play these incredibly lame games that are just brain killers, just numb me out, because it very much mirrors how I am with Netflix or HBO Max or whatever, where I always say my favorite channel is their homepage, where I just scroll through and look at things and don't decide on anything. Oh my God, here's this really awesome. Look, here's Ozark that everybody I know wants me to watch, or Better Call Saul that everybody I know wants me to watch, and I'm a Breaking Bad honk. And have I started either of them? No. What do I end up doing? West Wing or, old South Park reruns, something that is familiar to me.
Oh my gosh, you're just lame.
I know. So I made a decision over the weekend to say, look, dude, you have to, what is it? I think it's October 3rd, the new Ghost of Tsushima game, which I really
Obviously
comes out, right? And it's like, okay, dude, you're going to buy that, but you need to start knocking out these other games. Like, you have to. I've gotten 2 hours into Red Dead Redemption 2, and I know this is super sacrilege. It just hasn't gotten me yet. It's just kind of boring to me. You just go out and you're on a horse and you shoot a thing, and then you have a mission. It really is kind of like I've never been able to get into the Grand Theft Auto games either. It's they're just. I need a game where
Did you ever play the Scarface game?
No. Is it good?
It's a lot like Grand Theft Auto, but you're Scarface.
I don't do well with those games because they're just so damn involved and long and intricate, which I know is a selling point. My thing is okay, I'm on the mission and I fight the thing and I beat the thing, and then I continue on the mission until I get to the boss, and I do that until eventually I get to the big boss at the end of the game and I beat it and the credits roll. That's the game. Tell me where to go. Tell me what to fight. Don't give me too many puzzles where I have to find the lever to move the chain to lower the bridge. Just point me in the direction of the fights and let me do the thing. Like again, Ghost of Tsushima, one of the best games I've played in a while. That's a perfect game for me. So, anyways, I've now, even though the game's 7 years old, I think I have now fully committed. I'm not allowing myself to touch another video game until I finish God of War. God of War, universally, everybody loves that game. I played all the God of Wars on all the other PlayStations growing up. I'm going to finish God of War and then maybe get to God of War Ragnarok at some point. But I'm going to try to do this, Chris, where I commit to one game and I'm not allowed to game surf until I finish. It'd be like starting a book and then okay, I'll put it down and read 7 magazines. Got to have discipline, dude. You have to have video game discipline. Yeah, everybody tells me to play Shadow of the Colossus. I played the first 10 minutes. It's like, what is this? And I get it. Everyone who's played Shadow of the Colossus loves that game. We'll take a break. Giants lose again. The A's will win again. We'll get to the Jonathan Kaminga rumors. It was a bye week. Was it a bye week? It was a bye week for UC Davis, right?
It was.
Yeah, it was. It doesn't matter. Coach Tim Plau is going to join us for his weekly segment at 6:44. Safe or out, however, coming up next.
The Drive Guys.
I think I have that right, Jay.
Yeah, boy, I see you over there crooning. R&B album coming soon, huh? Mr. Gleason.
I have too much respect for the genre.
Dub G.
To tarnish it with my own efforts.
No. You play a part in it.
Yeah.
You can listen to The Drive Guys Monday through Friday from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. on 1140 a.m., YouTube, and the Sacktown Sports app.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Elk Grove Honda.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. It is Wednesday. Nice, comfortable start to the morning. We'll enjoy plenty of sunshine, and today is going to be the peak of our heat for the week. Expect daytime highs to climb into the mid to upper 90s. You can get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
At Elk Grove Honda, we've acquired some of the best pre-owned cars we can find. Whether you purchase a new Honda or a like-new pre-owned Honda, Elk Grove Honda has the right Honda at the right price. In the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 and Elk Grove Boulevard, or elkgrovehonda.com.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
Summer's wrapping up, and life is picking back up. Early mornings, long days, and a to-do list that doesn't quit. And neither should you. Who has time to slow down due to body pain? That's why there's Aleve, to keep you going. With just one pill, Aleve delivers longer-lasting body pain relief per dose compared to other leading OTC-branded pain relievers. Aleve helps keep you moving from sunup to sundown with up to 12 hours of pain relief per dose, so you can keep moving and be ready for whatever's next. Use as directed.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part, they accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right. So we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
Our office computers were from like 2012.
What? They had computers then?
Yeah, I don't know much about new tech.
Apparently.
So I went to Staples and saved big on an AI-powered HP laptop and HP OfficeJet Pro printer, which also came with 3 months of free instant ink.
And we're back in this century. During Staples HP Tech Event, save up to 35% on HP printers and up to 40% on AI-powered HP PCs.
That was easy.
In-store, online, and on the app. Into 11/1 select models only.
With the new IHOP value menu, $6 is all it takes to go to your happy place, where stacks of pancakes with bacon and eggs are just $6 every day. French toast, sausage, and eggs are, you guessed it, $6. And fluffy omelets come with a side of pancakes and only cost $6. Go to your happy place every day at IHOP. $7 in some locations. Available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
Hey, sports fans, finally a horror film with a football twist. Check out Him, the IMAX experience, playing this week at the Esquire IMAX Theater in downtown Sacramento.
In this game, violence is rewarded, so learn to enjoy it.
Greatness demands sacrifice. The next great quarterback descends into a world of terror and trains into something darker. The best theater to experience Him is on the Esquire IMAX Theater 6-story screen. Grab your reserved seats today at IMAX.com/Sacramento.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave letting you know Amy's Outdoor Living's huge inventory reduction warehouse sale is back this Saturday and Sunday only from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. at 11255 Pyrites Way. That's Suite 200 in Gold River. Listen, they are making room for holiday items and 2026 furniture models, so everything is drastically reduced to move. 2 days only. You will find pre-tariff prices on patio furniture, umbrellas, scratch and dent, and demoed grills. Plus, Traeger flat-top grills are priced to fly out the door. Uni pizza ovens, one of this year's hottest models, must go because they need the room. It's a sale you just can't miss, and it's just 2 days only, so bring your truck. Amy's Outdoor Living Inventory Reduction Warehouse Sale this Saturday, This Sunday only from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. at 11255 Pyrites Way, Suite 200 in Gold River. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
Thunder, feel the thunder. It's the energy all around you. Lightning and the thunder. The thrill of the moments to come. The flash of lights. The rush of pure exhilaration. Thunder. The roar of the crowd. See it, hear it, feel it. Thunder, feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder. Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Feel the thunder.
When I was a kid, I remember my dad, a lineman, leaving in the middle of the night. Families were depending on him to get their power back on to keep them safe and warm. Watching him taught me that this work isn't just about wires and circuits. It's about people and the trust they place in us when the lights go out. That's why I started Maverick Electric Heating and Air, to carry on that same promise of showing up, doing it right, and protecting families when they need us most. Visit callamaverick.com.
Safe or out? It's time to go around baseball. 3 pitches, 3 swings. It's safe or out on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Anyways, go ahead, Chris, with your answer.
Yeah.
Okay. From the 916.
It wasn't my fault.
Well, you and your friends. From the 916.
There's not that many of us.
Speaking from experience. Sounds like Dave has ADHD. Yeah.
What?
What? No way. Yes. There are very few jobs that I could do, and this is one of the few. I don't have the glamorous version. I don't have the slight. I don't have the, well, my parents didn't what would you say, discipline me enough, so the doc said I had it version. No, I have the Ritalin whole whatever it is. I wouldn't say it's a struggle because I've dealt with it my whole life, but yes, I will proudly raise my hand. I am a true member of the Cannot Keep My Head Straight Club. And again, thanks to all of you for putting up with it for 20 years next year, as a matter of fact, on the air here at Sports 1140 KHTK, Sacktown Sports, the sports leader, and every other name we've ever had. Safe or out, Christopher Verlaud, question 1.
Aaron Judge is a heavy favorite to win AL MVP. Safe or out, they've got it wrong.
So, look, I think we can have this conversation without being disrespectful to either player. And too much in sports talk radio, which we try not to be those guys. Well, this guy, blah, 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 and he, blah, 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 and this guy. Blah. No, they're both phenomenal. And regardless of who wins, they have fantastic years. And I won't be angry either way. I do think, obviously, the first thing you have to look at is their numbers. And if you're going by numbers, I think it's Aaron Judge fairly hands down. Mainly when it comes to your averages, batting average, on base, slugging, OPS. It's not just that he's beating Cal Raleigh. It's not even close. It's absolutely not close. Wins over replacement, 8.4 to 6.5. That's a big deal. Here's where Cal Raleigh has it. 56 home runs to 48, 118 RBI to 103. He has 14 stolen bases to his 11. That's where Raleigh has him. And Cal Raleigh, let me read those numbers again. 56 home runs, 118 RBI. That is a monster season. So looking at the numbers, which is what I think most voters will do, it doesn't hurt that Aaron Judge is a Yankee, by the way. But again, I don't want to disrespect what Judge is doing. He should get the same attention regardless of where he is. I think they're going to look at these numbers and they're going to say, okay, here's where I think there's a real, like legitimate debate. And to be honest with you, I would lean Cal Raleigh, because the problem I have is the same problem we have in basketball. There are two sides to the game. You're one of 9 people in a batting lineup that tries to hit the ball. That's half the game. The other half is you're one of 9 people that is on the defensive side, and you're trying to prevent the other team from scoring. Now, again, with all due respect to Aaron Judge, not that Aaron Judge is DHing all the time, but Aaron Judge is an outfielder, mainly a right fielder. Cal Raleigh is a catcher, meaning Cal Raleigh is squatting for half the game. He's squatting in April when it's cold in Colorado. He's squatting in July when it's 95 degrees with 90% humidity in Arlington or St. Louis. He is in a squat. On top of that, he's calling pitches. There is no question, there is no argument that from a winning and baseball point of view, a catcher defensively has far more effect on the game and far more involvement in the game than an outfielder. So I think the fact that Cal Raleigh plays arguably I don't know. You know what? It's not arguable. He plays the toughest everyday position in baseball. And on top of that is doing what he's doing. I think Cal Raleigh is the MVP. Not to mention his team is right there for first place in the AL West. So that part is also dealt with, whereas the Yankees aren't going to win their division. But I also know that Aaron Judge is going to win the MVP. So, and you know what? And I'll be happy for him, and I'm not going to scream robbery. If I was a voter, because of the defensive side of the ball and the fact that we have the Silver Slugger, we already have the Silver Slugger and the Gold Glove to separate the two. But if you're combining them, give me Aaron Judge. Number 2, please.
With 11 games left, the Giants are 3 games out of the wild card spot. Safe or out? Their chances died in Arizona last night.
To say they died in Arizona, obviously they're still alive, but they are on life support. 3 games back. 3 games back with, 11 to go? And it's not just 3 games back, by the way. Now here's your other problem. You got the Reds tied at 75 and 76 with you. You have the Diamondbacks now a game and a half of you, and you're trying to catch the New York Mets. You're not catching the Padres. You're not catching the Cubs. Your only chance is to catch the Mets, but now you have to leapfrog the Diamondbacks, and you have to leave Cincinnati behind. Okay. On top of that, one other issue. You're leaving this series with Arizona, and you're flying, the 30-minute flight or whatever to L.A., and you've got 4 in L.A. against the Dodgers. Now, you come home, and you play 3 against St. Louis and 3 against Colorado. That's a favorable, on paper, that is a favorable schedule. But that's 6 games. And right now, they're 3 back. That's tough, man. I think when the season's all said and done, I think we're going to look at this stretch where they've lost 7 of their last 10. They lost 2 in St. Louis, 2 of 3, 1 to Arizona, and then, at home. And then 2 of 3 at home to L.A., and now their first 2 in Arizona. It's a 12:40 first pitch, Verlander on the hill. But, yeah, I think it's just too much. I think it's too much for him, which is unfortunate. But, hey, what are you going to do? Number 3, please.
Netflix is close to acquiring some baseball games in the new TV deal. Safe or out? They need to make a major adjustment to make this deal.
So I was thinking about this last night. Hey, you know what? We got Tim Plau coming. I'm going to move the answer to this question to 7:28 because we got 3 for after that. I want to spend some time on my idea because there's a fatal flaw when games you want to watch are on Netflix or Amazon Prime for the NFL. There's a flaw here, and I'm wondering. I think there might be a fix, and if not, I need to know the answer as to why there isn't a fix. So we'll take a break. When we return, UC Davis football coach Tim Plau. They had a bye week, so usually during the bye weeks we spend a lot of time on the philosophies of coaching and football itself. Always a fun conversation during the bye week. We'll do that next.
Visit SackdownSports.com and join the Sackdown Sports 1140 newsletter.
Carmichael Dave here for my friends at American Energy Heating and Air. Yes, I always tell you they are a family-owned operation, been in business since 81, A-plus Better Business Bureau, but it is hot. We are in those Sacramento hot months. I want to focus on them being your second opinion partner. What does that mean? Maybe you've got somebody you're working with or you've worked with in the past in the HVAC world. Guess what? They want to give you a second opinion. How much does it cost? Nothing. You call them up and say, hey, can I get a second opinion on this deal? They come out and they either say, wow, that's a great deal. You should feel better about that. Or they say, we can beat that price. And usually they're going to beat it by a lot. Guess what? You just saved money and it didn't cost you anything to find out. It's a no-lose situation. Go with a trusted company. American Energy, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com. Jingle singers, take it away.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
How can you free your team from time-consuming office tasks? Amazon Business. Smart business buying tools enable buyers to find and purchase items fast so they can focus on strategy and growth. Free up your team and focus on your future. Learn more at AmazonBusiness.com.
Let's go! You still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Ooh, ma. What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud phone system. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs. You sound very calm. I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees. Ooma. Nice. Find your business comm at ooma.com/radio.
I'm tired of being broken. I'm sick of being.
Hey, this is Jelly Roll. This National Recovery Month, start your recovery journey. Choose a proven addiction treatment option that's right for you at ChooseChangeCA.org.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson. Paid for by Action Matters.
Attention former and present inmates of women's prisons in California. If you are currently or were an inmate of Central California Women's Facility in Chowchilla, also known as Chowchilla Women's Facility, Valley State Prison for Women in Chowchilla, Institute for Women in Chino, or Folsom Women's Facility in Represa, and were a victim of sexual abuse, now is the time to come forward, as you may be entitled to substantial financial compensation. If you were an inmate at any of these prisons at any time and were subjected to sexual abuse from staff members, you may be entitled to substantial cash compensation. Call our California Women's Prison Helpline now at 800-408-1240. The deadline to file a claim may be close. Call now to get the justice, closure, and the financial settlement you deserve. Even if it was long ago, call our law firm's Women's Prison Sexual Abuse Helpline right now at 800-408-1240. 800-408-1240. 800-408-1240.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
On Sacktown Sports.
Welcome back. Three for Madness coming up next. There's a bye week for the UC Davis Aggies, but there is no rest for the head coach or his players as Tim Plau joins us right now. Coach, it's Dave. Good morning.
Boys, how we doing?
Good. Just boy. Jason is in New York for broadcaster. Yeah, it's just you and me, Coach. It's just you and me.
This guy's not committed. You and I are committed to this. You know what I mean?
You got to choose your priorities, don't you? And he chose his.
Absolutely.
That's fine. It gives you and me more quality time together. How was your bye week? I'm assuming you weren't on an island somewhere with an umbrella. There's still tons of work to do.
Man, that would be really nice. Unfortunately, no. We had some practices, got to do some recruiting, and then I was Little League Baseball travel team basically for 72 hours. So it was. I don't know if there was much of a break there.
If you had a choice, would you rather have a bye following a 70-10 victory or a 70-10 loss? If you had to choose between the two.
Wow, that's a great question.
Thank you.
I think I honestly think the bye week is probably better after a loss.
Yeah.
Because if you're winning and you get the bye week, you feel like the guys might not take the bye week super seriously. Where after a loss, it's like, getting them to practice hard is a little bit easier, a little more motivation there.
Mm-hmm.
So I would probably say after the loss.
So for you, and we've learned this over the years, that a lot of times your job or part of your job is psychologist, and you're trying to, pull the right strings and make sure one doesn't get pulled more than the other. So do you as a coach, having a full 2 weeks in between games after a loss like that, and by the way, and we've talked about it before, it's the University of Washington. It's not like you were playing, Fred State or whatever. You're playing the University of Washington. You were not favored in this game. But at the same time, do you have to be careful, even though you want to go over mistakes and use the bye week to improve, to make sure the psychological confidence of these guys doesn't get too low in those 2 weeks?
Well, first, let's get Fred State on the schedule as fast as possible.
I don't even know off the top of my head.
We need to talk to our guys, see if we can replace that Washington game with Fred State as soon as possible. But no, I think the big thing I've tried to do is just be consistent, right? So whether we lose by 60 or win by 60, I want them to feel like I'm going to be the same guy regardless. And every Monday, we're going to have the same process of what we do when we review film. We're going to find good things. We're going to find bad things. We're going to try to find our below-the-line behavior and correct it. And we're going to try and find our above-the-line behavior and praise it. And hopefully that consistency shows the guys what I really want to try to teach them, which is I just want to be process-oriented. Like, it really doesn't make sense to continue wanting something if you're not willing to do what it takes to get it, and if you don't want to live the lifestyle, then release yourself from the desire, to crave the result, but not the process is going to guarantee disappointment most of the time anyway. So it's more about like, can you stick to the process every single week, regardless of the outcomes? And the only way I feel like I can help them with that is if I, exemplify that. If I give them the example of that weekly, whether we have a bye week or not, this is our process. We're going to stick to it regardless of the outcome. And hopefully if we give up our way to the process, that eventually we will have more good outcomes than bad. That's the only way I know how to do it.
Coach Tim Plau, UC Davis, joining us right now. Another bye week question, actually. I've always been curious, and I don't know that there's a universal answer amongst coaches. You're getting your bye week after your third, well, technically your second, but your third game of the season of a 12-game season. That doesn't count playoffs. So simple math, I didn't go to college. That's 25% of your season gone. You have the bye week and then the next 75%. If you had full control over the schedule, for you, is there an ideal, like, Would you put the bye week at the exact halfway point? Would you put it in the lower third so that it's some rest before the playoffs and the home stretch begins and the Causeway Classic? Where would you put the bye week if you could choose it every year?
I think the best part is maybe not right in the middle, but I'd probably like it somewhere, maybe 3/4 through the year. Maybe you got 3 or 4 games after it, because you're hoping to be in the playoffs. And so if you have it middle of the year, then you might have 10, 11 weeks, before another break. Hopefully, the nice thing about this year, we had those 3 road games that were just brutal travel. So we get a bye week early, and then we play 4 straight games, and then we get another bye week. So we kind of have 3 seasons. We have the first 3 games, we have the middle 4 games, and then we have the last 5 games. And there's little breaks kind of in between, and that's been nice. And if you play well enough, you get a bye week, before the playoffs, like we did last year. I mean, we could be the masters of the bye here if we play this correctly. So we need to. We talked to our staff and team a lot this last 2 weeks. Man, I would love to be known as a team that plays well after a bye. Last year we had 2 byes, and I think we had combined like 96-17 was the 2 scores. So, hey, man, if we can be a great team off of a bye week, that's what good teams do, right? Like they prepare for 2 weeks. They should have an advantage, and they play well off the bye. We have 2 opportunities in the regular season to do that, and if we do well enough, we might get a 3rd opportunity in the playoffs. So, this is an important week for us to come out and show that we've prepared and can play well with extra prep, which should always be an advantage for that team.
Well, you get 1 week of extra prep for Southern Utah, who comes in this weekend, 7 p.m. right here on Sacktown Sports. Southern Utah doubled up Idaho State in their opening game, then a 3-point loss to San Diego on the road, then Northern Arizona in a crazy game gets them by a point, 50-49. So now you have Southern Utah coming in. How's your prep going for those guys?
It's good. I think they're a good team. They've obviously the last 2 weeks they've had 2 losses, but San Diego's a playoff team every year, and man, I think NAU is really talented. They gave Arizona State all they could handle early in the year, and that was a wild game with a lot going on. Southern Utah's offense is averaging 40 points a game. And so I think they got a lot of talent. Coaches are good. So I expect this to be a really, really, really close game. Well fought on both sides, just like it was last year when we played these guys. But feel good about the prep. We feel good in all 3 phases. Just got to continue to finish this week the right way and hopefully play our best on Saturday, which I think we have yet to do. So, we try to tell our guys, like, let's just, forget the opponent, focus on us. If we play our best, we can put ourselves in a position to beat anybody. So let's focus on us and seeing how well we can play, and hopefully we can play well.
Well, real quick, as we wrap up, funny enough, this game this weekend's a little bit extra special for me, not just as an Aggies fan. Just a quick story about, my daughter starting her first year at USC. My son is 16, but about 10 years ago, we actually vacationed in Cedar City, Utah, a home of Southern Utah. And we were walking on campus, and we brought our 2 French bulldogs, Gus and Gracie. And the chancellor just happened to be in the quad where we were and came up and introduced himself. And we had a nice conversation, hey, kids, you might go to school here someday. Look, it's so beautiful. It's a beautiful campus, right? And he kneeled down to pet the older French bulldog of ours, Gus. And then next thing we knew, he took off running. There was a lake in the middle of the quad, and for no reason whatsoever, threw my dog in the lake. I had to dive in because French bulldogs can't swim. When I got Gus out of there, he wasn't doing well. I did mouth to nose resuscitation. He made it. He's still with us. But ever since then, that whole environment has left a really bad taste in my mouth. And I know you don't need extra motivation. But if you could just go out there and maybe look, if it's 4th down in the 4th quarter, you guys are up 30. It's the difference between a field goal and a touchdown. Maybe an end around. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I'll tell you the 2 things that came to mind is Cedar City family vacation. That is That's a normal thing. That's what a lot of people normally do.
Great hamburgers there, Coach. Amazing.
Unbelievable. Yeah. I've been there a few times. Let me tell you, that's the place you want to take your family.
It is.
I'm really disappointed that they did that.
Right.
And you don't do that. You don't do that to a man's best friend.
No, you don't. Dog didn't do anything.
And it's time for us to defend your honor the way that Terrence Crawford defended his this past weekend. We're gonna be ready to go.
Oh man, you know what? I didn't even think about that. All right, we're out of time, but next week we do have to spend a couple minutes on that fight. I know you're
gotta talk about that fight. Unbelievable.
I couldn't agree with you more. Boxing fans, that was a great fight for boxing fans, and it's always good to see big prize fights do well. Over 41 million people watch that thing. Coach, we look forward to broadcasting the game with Scotty the Body Marsh, the voice of UC Davis Aggies, right here on this station. I'm looking forward to many a touchdown call coming out of Scott's mouth. Glad you had a great bye week. Enjoy this weekend. And I'm going to jump the gun here. You know what I'm going to do when we get done with the show, Coach? I'm going to do my best to find some joy this week.
Oh, I love it. And I just want to remind you that your commitment to this, your partner, he's going to remain nameless because he chose not to be here this week. But
thank you.
If we can pull this off this week, it's going to be because of you.
You know what?
This partnership means a lot.
Honestly, having my children, this weekend's win, getting married in that exact order, biggest thrills of my life. Thanks, buddy.
Oh, I love it.
We'll talk to you soon. Bye. That's Coach Tim Plau. We're way late for a break. When we come back, 3 for Madness. Adam Silver, are you a liar? I'm asking. I'm not saying don't sue me. Giannis Antetokounmpo said what? And Sam Amick and the Jonathan Kaminga saga. We'll get to that next.
Dave Show with Jason Ross.
She has yet to lose since she's gone there. I'm not saying anything. Broke into the top 25 this week. UCLA having a rough year. Maybe this year. Come on over to the. All right, Jason laughs. Hopefully he'll be back for 3 for. Oh my God! He's got the double hand wave.
You can listen to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on 1140 a.m. YouTube or the Sacktown Sports app.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Woodland. Chad, what's going on for Chrysler's Drive into Fall sales event?
Not only can you save up to $12,000 off MSRP on brand new 2025 Ram 25 and 3500s, but qualifying work trucks may be 100% deductible under Section 179. Plus, with nearly 500 Rams available, including those hard-to-find heavy duties, your next Ram is waiting at Hoblet.
Man, you're just piling on the savings this month.
As a fifth-generation dealer, we know a great customer experience is important, and we have dozens of customer service awards to prove it. You won't find a better selection of new Rams, savings, or service than at the Hoblet Ram Truck Center in Woodland.
Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
$12,000 net savings on select new 2025 Ram 2500 Laramie after $2,500 factory rebates and $9,500 dealer discount. Rebates include $500 on-the-job upfit. Must show eligible upfit. Only certain trucks qualify for 100% deduction under Section 179. Consult a tax professional. Aid of the net savings. See dealer for details.
With 25 award-winning years in Northern California, Ashton & Price is your local injury law firm. Pro attorney tip: if a firm presents as local but they're in LA, red flag. If your first consultation is not with a lawyer, big red flag. At Ashton & Price, your first consult is with a local attorney, and if serious injury prevents travel, a lawyer will come to you. Still not enough? George Washington's my uncle. At Ashton & Price, no red flags, just red, white, and blue.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation and a regular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. Stroke risk may increase. Eliquis can cause serious and potentially fatal bleeding. Don't take if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or bleed longer. A spinal injection increases blood clot risk, which may cause paralysis. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or bruising, or back pain, tingling, numbness, muscle weakness, or incontinence. Aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Hey, sports fans! Finally, a horror film with a football twist. Check out Him, the IMAX experience, playing this week at the Esquire IMAX Theater in downtown Sacramento.
In this game, violence is rewarded, so learn to enjoy it.
Greatness demands sacrifice. The next great quarterback descends into a world of terror and trains into something darker. The best theater to experience Him is on the Esquire IMAX Theater 6-story screen. Grab your reserved seats today at IMAX.com/Sacramento.
I'm Ken Korak with your Green and Gold Report, brought to you by Xfinity. Introducing the 5-year price guarantee. One internet price, 5 years guaranteed. Well, the A's will open the season next year on March 26th in Toronto, and the full slate of games that day will mark the earliest traditional opening day in Major League history. Now, as far as the Dodgers coming to West Sacramento for the first time, that series will begin on June 29th.
Welcome to Dugout Radio, the undisputed home of Boomtown Baseball.
The Wi-Fi is booming with Xfinity, baby. Our next caller is
Stacy. How do you stay locked in on every pitch and play?
We stream it all live on Xfinity Internet with low lag, 99.99% network reliability, and speeds faster than a base runner beating the throw to home plate.
I stream on my TV, tablets, even my smart fridge.
Smart fridge?
With all those games, we gotta refuel.
Stream live baseball with Wi-Fi built for the biggest moments. Xfinity. Restrictions apply. Actual speeds vary, not guaranteed.
KHD 1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, Sacktown Sports 1140. 3 questions, 3 answers. It's 3 for Madness on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Here's question 1.
All right, my wife and son aren't in the car yet, so I can ask this question. I'm gonna ask this of the audience, and Chris, if you care, you can weigh in. I don't think you will. I was going through my algorithm or whatever popped this up for me yesterday. Hello. So as I mentioned to Coach at the end, I have 2 Frenchies and the Chewiener, right? Well, one of the Frenchies, the new one, she's a year old. Her name is Gracie. She's a psycho, but she's also all white with a little black patch over her eye. Very, very cute. She's a demon, but she's very cute. What I did not know existed that you can do at home. There's dog dye. You can dye your dog. There's actually like dog-friendly dye. And I'd love to be able to be like artistic enough to make her into a tiger or something, but I'm bringing my daughter back home for her 18th birthday, the weekend of October 5th. And I'm thinking of surprising her and going to the airport and picking her up. And because training camp will have opened, dyeing Gracie like completely purple, with the exception of her head. Because I don't want to get it near her eyes or her mouth or anything like that. I'm not that good. But I feel like I can go collar down and just because it looks like it's just like a shampoo you rub into her. This is going to be one of those things that sounds easier and it's going to end up being an absolute mess. But apparently it stays on for a while. How cool would it be to be walking around with a straight up purple dog? Like purple dog. And they have purple too.
Poor dog.
Well, she's not going to care, right? She doesn't know. Or does she? Well, because dogs are colorblind anyways, right?
And they could see something.
So I think the other dogs will be the ones that are confused because they'll be like, wait, light dog, dark dog. I don't know. Anyone object to me dyeing my dog purple? Anyone?
Like what happens if the dogs start barking at her?
Be kind of funny, to be honest with you. It'd be kind of funny. It would be actually kind of funny to see, like, when I bring her downstairs after the incident of dyeing her fur and let her be around Gus and Nacho. I'll actually film that to see how they react, like those, like where the dad shaves his beard in front of, and then shows up His kids are like, who are you? That would be actually really interesting. The more I think about this, the more I love the idea, and I want to surprise everybody. I don't want to ask anybody in my family, which is probably a mistake, but stay tuned. I might dye my dog purple. All right, back to you, Christopher Lott.
Adam Silver yesterday said he didn't mean he'd never heard of the company tied to Steve Ballmer and Kawhi Leonard. He just hadn't heard of the impropriety. Do you buy it?
Look, I know it's...
This kind of shows how smart Pablo Torre's been.
It really, really does. I know that, like, it's easy to dunk on these guys, and I have no problems dunking on Adam Silver. I don't know that he's like an out-and-out bold-faced liar. But judge for yourself. This was after the September 10th meeting, owners meeting, where he spoke about Aspiration, the company involved with Kawhi and Steve Ballmer.
When the podcast came out, it was news to me. I frankly never heard of the company Aspiration before.
Okay. That's very important. Quote, I'd never heard of the company Aspiration before. Now, let's go to yesterday. I don't know the gentleman, but he's from Front Office Sports. I'm assuming these are at the broadcast meetings because that's where Adam Silver is at in New York. And he's asking him about this. And Adam kind of interrupts him and says, oh, by the way, here, I'll let you hear.
Be like a jersey patch sponsor. They had Aspiration on the back of the courtside seats. I think Pablo.
Just to be clear, I'm not sure if I said I never. If I said I never heard of it, I meant in the context of the accusations here. I mean, I certainly was aware of the brand, but I didn't know anything about.
Got it. Yeah.
When the podcast came out, it was news to me. I frankly never heard of the company Aspiration before.
think Pablo.
Just to be clear, I'm not sure if I said I never. If I said I never heard of it, I meant in the context of the accusations here. I mean, I certainly was aware of the brand, but I didn't.
Those are what we call incongruent statements.
I think he wants us to believe that. Here's what he should have said.
Be his defense attorney, because I'm having trouble with it.
He should have said, listen, I'm the NBA commissioner. We hear about tons of different businesses that want to work with our teams. It may have came in, it may have. I can't keep ahead of all of these, but to outright say, I never heard of him.
Look, the first statement where he says, I've never heard of the brand, is he's going up for a prepared press conference in which he knows he's going to talk about this.
That's the biggest story in the NBA right now.
It's the biggest story in the NBA. He knew he was going to, those were prepared, if not prepared remarks verbatim, the way these things work, those were at least prepared bullet points. He knows what he's going to say. The interview yesterday, that's on stage, but he made it a point to interject that, which also tells me before he went on stage, he knew it was going to come up and he wanted to clarify something.
I'm not sure if I said I never, if I said I never heard of it, I meant in the context of the accusations here. I mean, I certainly was aware of the brand.
You literally said you had never heard of the company before.
When the podcast came out, it was news to me. I frankly never heard of the company Aspiration before.
If he had said, when the podcast came out, it was news to me, I wasn't aware of any thought or talk of impropriety. Now, look, he may come out and clarify a third time, which I think he kind of needs to, even though he's digging himself. But I'm not going to accuse Adam Silver of lying. I think Adam Silver is misspeaking and confused, or is not saying the thing that he means. And he does need to clarify it, because those two sound bites back to back don't match up. In one, he says, I had never heard of the brand. And in the next one, he says, I meant the impropriety. I've obviously heard of the company.
How long are these apart? How long are these statements apart?
September. This was September 10th, so a week apart. 6 days.
You don't wait for someone to ask you that question. you like put something out or you talk to someone like later that day or later in the week saying like, hey, I misspoke.
Right.
We have heard of this company. I just wasn't aware of the bankruptcies and all of these other things. That's what you say.
And then even then, the society we live in, and I get it, especially in today's day and age where there's misinformation out everywhere and everyone's trying to scam.
Here?
I know. But even then they'll be like, oh yeah, you misspoke. Like, you can't win in that situation. The problem is that the big problem I have with this is not really what we're talking about. The big problem I have with this, you can say whatever you want about Adam Silver. Adam Silver is incredibly smart. He is incredibly smart. He's incredibly calculating. He plays the game of chess very well. He trained under the best in David Stern. He doesn't make these mistakes. He does not make these mistakes. He basically got greeted into the NBA as commissioner with arguably the biggest racial controversy involving an owner that the sport had ever seen and perhaps sports had seen and since the days where racism was okay. And he went out, and I thought he handled it in retrospect. He handled it about as well as you could. Commissioned our then mayor, Kevin Johnson, investigated the whole thing, got an owner to sell, made his way through that with minimal legal issues, and brought Steve Ballmer in. I mean, that's really I don't know if irony is the right word, but here we are again. Adam Silver's tenure as commissioner started with this massive controversy. And let's be clear, by the way, the Donald Sterling controversy to me is a billion times bigger than this. I think this is a controversy, and I think they need to figure it out, and I think they need to investigate it, and if guilty, Ballmer needs to get punished. But I'm not going to compare this to the Sterling issue other than it's the same franchise. Now it's the new owner who's already been fined $250,000 for previous transgressions. At some point, you gotta sit down and be like, what the hell is going on with the Clippers?
And at some point, someone needs to talk to Cuban and say like, dude, calm down.
Oh, man. Yeah.
He's been defending the Clippers more than the Clippers.
He really has. And here's the thing, and Chris is referring to, if you don't live on social media or you haven't seen the quotes, Mark Cuban and Pablo Torre have been going back and forth on this. And I got to be honest, when Cuban put his foot in the ring there, I actually really appreciated that. He doesn't have to do that. He's not he's not a controlling owner anymore. He didn't have to put himself in there, and I very much value his perspective as a former longtime owner who had Luka Doncic, who had Dirk Nowitzki, who's done these deals before, to be able to come in, and you're not going to get any current owner saying this, but to have a very recently former majority owner be that frank, and Mark Cuban knows how to communicate. I really appreciated that. That's exactly that's the best guy available to come in and give us that perspective. The problem is he's not doing Ballmer or himself any favors with a lot of the stuff he's saying. And Mark's a smart guy, but it does sound like he's caping for Ballmer. And I don't know, man.
Like a lot of his defense is like, he's way too smart to have done something like this. And it's just like, what?
Yeah,
that's not really.
Look, I wonder how many people said that Bernie Madoff. I wonder how many people name every controversy. And again, there's no comparison between the two, but name every controversy with every financial titan in history. It's like, well, they're way too smart. Are they? Are they? I don't know, man. This, you know what? To borrow a line from one of our favorite movies, this whole thing's a little hinky, and I'm not talking about Sam. It's a little hinky. Tommy Lee Jones didn't like that word. It's a little hinky. Number 2, please.
Question 2.
Are you talking about Cobb?
Cobb? Stupid.
Giannis Antetokounmpo said Greece winning bronze at Eurobasket was probably his greatest accomplishment. Really? I mean, really?
Here's the thing. On the surface, that's a weird statement, dude. You didn't even win Eurobasket. You came in third. And you've won a world championship. You've won an NBA championship. And get out of here with the whole, it's not the world championship. If you start out by saying the world champion is not truly the world champion, I can't even, it's one of those things where I won't even engage in the argument. It's so asinine. But then let's look beneath. That's why I put this question in there, because this would be very easy to, hey, Giannis is just in the moment. But what if he actually believes that? Maybe he does. Let's just for a second go down that road that Giannis Antetokounmpo believes his country, Greece, not necessarily known as a basketball powerhouse. Well, I take that back. They're a European basketball. There are famous Greek teams in European basketball that have had success. So I do take that back. But let's assume he actually truly thinks that. Now you have arguably the greatest player in the world, certainly a top 3 greatest player in the world, who has won a world championship, that is saying that third place in a European tournament is a bigger deal than the NBA championship. What that tells me is, God, is there any way? How great would it be if there was that kind? And I think I saw, did I see a picture of Dennis Schroeder crying at the celebration or something like that? Like, how do you possibly make the NBA Cup have anywhere near this type of passion? Imagine a team winning the NBA Cup and saying this is the greatest thing. Like, it's completely impossible to imagine that realistically. Is there a way to do it where it's not your, because making it country versus country, that's a given. That's the Olympics. That's going to happen. You're going to have that national pride, all that fun stuff. But somehow, soccer is able to do that with the Champions League or the FA Cup. These guys badly want to win this thing. And it ain't the money. It's not the money. And when you really think about it, these teams are trying to win their leagues, Premier League, Championship, League One, League Two, whether or Serie A or the Bundesliga, whatever. And they're taking their players and they're starting their best players, for example, in the Champions League, because they terribly want, they could get injured. It's wear and tear on them. They do not care. They want to win the Champions League. So how do you get any of that to be the NBA Cup? I truly don't have the answer. But if you got Giannis Antetokounmpo saying the third place bronze medal in Eurobasket is a bigger deal to him than the NBA championship, and we're assuming he's not just being full of hyperbole, it'd be interesting.
You got to remember, like, players he's playing with has probably been his teammates since he was a little kid.
Sure.
Like, I could see that being bigger than.
I get that. And it's his country. It's his adopted country. I don't know, man. I mean, are there any, what would be, if let's say in a couple years, or let's say last year, Kevin Durant came out and said, winning gold is a bigger deal than the championship I won with the Warriors.
I don't think, wrong person, because I don't think Kevin Durant will ever be happy.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a great point.
Steph Curry.
Yeah, sure. Steph Curry. This means more than any of my war. Oh my God. It would be a firestorm. And that's the Olympics. That's not Eurobasket. That's the Olympics. That's the torch and the running with the torch and the thing and the rings and the opening set. This is Eurobasket. I'm not trying to disrespect Eurobasket. It's obviously a huge deal. It's not the Olympics. It's not the Olympics. Our guys don't say that. So what does it do? They play with a lot of these guys, to your point, since they were little kids. What is the difference? We're just expected to win? Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Number 3.
Question 3.
According to Sam Amick, Jonathan Kaminga wants to be a king. How do you see this playing out?
So if we're putting all the reports together that are out there, and if you believe all the reports, of which we certainly believe, Sam, Jonathan Kaminga wants to be a king. When he came and visited and spoke to the Kings, or they had their Zoom call or a combination, the Kings see him as a potential all-star. His usage rate will go through the roof. They consider him a full-blown starter, big part of the team. And understand, by the way, this is a Sacramento Kings team that is operating under the and if anybody tells you anything differently, they're trying to sell you something. This is a Sacramento Kings team that does not have DeMar DeRozan nor Zach LaVine in their future. 100% do not have them in their future. And as soon as they can offload one or both, especially LaVine, believe me, they will do it. They will 100% do it. So they're in this weird spot for many reasons. We don't need to go down that road. But one of them is, if they have an opportunity to build for the future, for whatever Scott Perry's vision is going to be in 2, 3, 4, 5 years, they have an opportunity to do at least part of that right now. They see Jonathan Kaminga as a building, maybe not the centerpiece, but a building block, a major building block for their future team. That will not include Zach LaVine or DeMar DeRozan. No offense, no disrespect. It's a contract thing. It's a fit thing. It's not they're bad people or bad players thing. Quite the opposite. Great people, great players. Jonathan Kaminga wants to play here, according to the reports. The Kings want him here. The Kings are confident that if Kaminga goes back to the Warriors, signs a qualifying offer or whatever, he's a free agent next year, that they'll have a great shot. They're very confident they'll be able to sign him. According to the reports, though, the sticking point in the proposed deal, of which one of those deals may in fact be Malik Monk plus a future first-round pick. Now, again, according to reports, the future pick has protections. I don't know what those protections are, but I'm assuming it's probably not lottery protected. It's probably like top 5, top 7, whatever. Now, what everybody else in the NBA knows is that one of the most valuable assets in the NBA is a Sacramento Kings future first. Perennially a good pick. The only times generally it's not a good pick is when the Kings have control of it, or last year. The Warriors want the protections taken off. So the question for you Kings fans is this. Is Malik Monk and a future unprotected first, probably 2030, I think. Are you willing to give that up to get Jonathan Kaminga? Which, by the way, here's what would happen. I love Malik Monk. Jason had those numbers a couple weeks ago about how much better they are with Malik Monk in the lineup. But now you clear a little bit of that backlogged backcourt, and you now have the ability to put Kaminga at the 4, which you're sorely lacking a power forward. And he's a little light for a power forward, but still, he can play the 4 legitimately. And you would go Sabonis, Kaminga. That now allows you to move Keegan Murray to his natural spot at the 3. Then you most likely go Zach LaVine at the 2. And for this year, Dennis Schroeder at the 1. And they're going to try to get a future point guard. DeMar DeRozan will likely be gone at some point this year, but come off the bench in the meantime. I get it. It's scary to give up a future unprotected. I do. But also, take a look at Kaminga's numbers, especially against Minnesota in the playoffs. He's the best opportunity right now for us to get a young, hungry power forward. I'm not trying to convince you, by the way. I'm on the fence on this. I'll be honest. I'm really on the fence. But that's the situation. We'll take a break. When we return, we talked about Tom Brady in the coach's booth. The NFL has weighed in on that. We talked about the tush push yesterday. Jordan Mailata of the Eagles has weighed in on that. We have some injury news, both player and coach. And I want to get to that question 3 from Safer Out about Netflix and baseball as well. So big segment next. We'll get to that next.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
When you bundle renters and auto with Progressive, you can save while protecting your most valuable possessions, like your really expensive limited edition sneakers and your new suit for your cousin's wedding. Except you never actually bought the suit because you can't stop buying sneakers. So you show up to the wedding looking like you're going grocery shopping. But hey, at least your sneakers will look good in the pictures, until you're cropped out of every last one of them. So go ahead and get Progressive, so you can save while protecting the things that matter to you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Let me tell you about this new Pretzel Cheddar Club. Hey, I'm Carlos.
And I'm Ebony. And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Pretzel Cheddar Club
is the tangy Dijon with the pretzel bun. It takes it to a whole nother level.
It goes perfectly with the chicken and the cheddar cheese and the bacon.
Man, you know how much you love bacon. And I love the different varieties. Grilled, spicy, original. It gets you nice and excited for fall.
Order the Pretzel Cheddar Club with cherry berry and Sprite for a limited time on the Chick-fil-A app. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
More fiber and laxatives, eh? Who are you? I'm future you. Future me? Constipation with belly pain still coming back? Our doctor figured it out. It's irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C, and Linzess could help you get ahead of it.
Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
Carmichael Dave here for my friends at American Energy Heating and Air. Yes, I always tell you they are a family-owned operation, been in business since 81, A-plus Better Business Bureau, but it is hot. We are in those Sacramento hot months. I want to focus on them being your second opinion partner. What does that mean? Maybe you've got somebody you're working with or you've worked with in the past in the HVAC world. Guess what? They want to give you a second opinion. How much does it cost? Nothing. You call them up and say, hey, can I get a second opinion on this deal? They come out and they either say, wow, that's a great deal. You should feel better about that. Or they say, we can beat that price. And usually they're going to beat it by a lot. Guess what? You just saved money and it didn't cost you anything to find out. It's a no-lose situation. Go with a trusted company. American Energy, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com. Jingle Singers, take it away.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sacktown Sports.
I say screw it. Take the protections off. Get Kaminga, but see if you can get something else. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's another player you can use or a future, I don't know, future first. Obviously, Kings first worth more than a Warriors first. I don't know. What about this? Maybe unprotect the first and make it DeRozan instead of Monk. Excuse me. I don't know. I want something to, it's like Brett Michaels and Poison, man. I just want something to believe in this year with this team. I just want something. That would at least, and I know I'm very guilty of short-term gain, long-term pain thinking here. But of course I'm looking forward to the season because I love Kings basketball and the people involved and being able to watch them every night. I don't know that even in the bad years, like, I just don't know that I've ever gone into a season so blah. Just like, yeah, okay, well, 40 wins, 38 wins. And by the way, we've all grown up in times where 40 wins would be amazing. I understand that. Part of it's because the Beam team was 3 years ago, obviously. But I just don't know that I've ever gone into a year with such blah expectations. Like, okay, well, they'll go out, they'll play 82, they'll win 35, they'll lose 35, and then the rest will be made up somewhere. Maybe we get a play-in, maybe be through the roof if we won the play-in and we got the 8 seed to get bounced. Like, there's just no, you know what I'm saying? Why not? Screw it. Let's go. I'm Rene Russo in Tin Cup. I'm Rene Russo in Tin Cup when he's going for it on that last hole, and she just finally starts laughing and says, screw it. Just do it. Just go for it. That's who I am at this point. I'm Rene Russo. I've kind of lost it. I'm just laughing. F it. Let's go. All right. The third question we didn't have time for, but I did want to get to and safer out. Netflix is close to acquiring and almost certainly. Oh, look at this. All right. Even though it's his off season, what a lovely gentleman. Sam Amick will join us. I don't want to say anything, but I did leave the 8 o'clock open for this. Sam will join us at 8. He updated everybody on the Kaminga stuff. So he will join us in just under a half an hour. Special surprise appearance from Sam Amick. And we will talk to the horse's mouth directly about what is going on.
I know I'm shamelessly pumping the poll here.
You can shamelessly pump it all you want, big boy. Thanks for coming on. Appreciate you. So that's nice. Netflix is close to acquiring some baseball games as part of the new TV deal with Major League Baseball. The question was, do they need to make a major adjustment to make this ideal? So I was thinking about this last night. The problem with Netflix and Amazon Prime, it's just the coverage is fine. The announcers are fine. The graphics are fine. I think I speak for most people. My biggest issue with games on either Amazon or on Netflix or any of those other types of deals is that it takes away my ability to channel flip. Like, you can't just, like, whether you're DirecTV, YouTube TV, Comcast, whatever. Okay, end of the inning. We'll be right back after this. Okay, cool. I'm going to go check this game out, that game out, this show out, whatever. I don't want to watch commercials. When you're on a Netflix or an Amazon Prime, that's a different thing. You have to, exit the app. All right. Now we gotta get into the other app. Okay, cool. All right. Yeah, no, that's me. I'm the user. It's no, I don't want my daughter's favorite channels. It's mine. I'm the picture with the dog. Okay, cool. Now I'm going to go. And by the time you get to whatever you're getting to, the inning started again or the game started again. I just hate that. I don't like it. So this isn't a fully thought out thought yet. And this is one of those times where I should think it through more before I bring it on the air, because there might be like a really obvious answer. But what if Amazon and or Netflix, like, how hard would it be for them to get a channel And if you subscribe to Netflix, you get that channel. It's just like a pay channel, right? But like, what if there's Netflix Sports on YouTube TV? And you turn it on Netflix Sports, and that's a way for you to watch whatever the Netflix broadcast is. You're bypassing the regular Netflix, but they get all the views. They get all the, you're still watching the same commercials. You're still getting the same viewings. It's like an HBO in the sense that you only get that channel if you buy Netflix. And then we don't have to have the flipping issue anymore.
Netflix doesn't want you to flip.
Yeah, I know, but it sucks. I get they don't want us to flip. I understand that, but I want to flip. I want to flip. So, here's my dad weighing in. God, I hate this. So tape it. Is that a thing with me? This has been a long-standing argument between my dad and I where, like, I have to catch myself all the time because it'll be 4 hours after a game ended, and I'll be like, man, did you see Devers with that home run? Oh, I'm only in the third inning. I'm like, Dad, it was – I can't tape live sport. Okay, let me back up. I tape all the Giants games, all the Kings games, all the 49er games, all the Florida. I do tape live sports only for a reference. I know I have them. So if for some reason I missed part of it or I need to go back for the show, I can go back. But when I do not use it as an alternative, except in an emergency, I'm on a plane. I cannot access it. I'm at some stupid kid event I have to go to. Even with the kids, I'm the master of the one AirPod and the hidden phone between my legs and, hoping my wife doesn't glare my face off. My dad, as a regular thing, tapes games and just sits down and watch. Is it just me or it's just not the same? It's already happened. So me watching, no longer do I have any effect on the outcome. None of my superstitions work. None of my jinxes work.
Every single thing that every fan does at home or at the stadium makes a direct impact in the game.
That's right.
Is it a weird thing that I watch live just in case my team loses 4-0 and I see the score and I'm like, I don't want to watch this?
Right. Exactly. I don't. I do not. If I know the game, I have no interest in watching a game that's already happened unless I had zero choice. My dad does it as a regular part of his daily programming.
I'm pretty close to being as online as you are. I will say when I need to record a sporting event to watch later, it almost feels like more work.
Yes, because you have to stay off everything. You have to be aware. I don't like that either.
And you have to turn off your notifications for certain things. And
yes.
You have to tell your friends, hey, I'm not watching, so don't tell me about this.
Yeah, there's a whole thing. By the way, get off of me with the whole, hey, I thought you had two. Yes, I have two. Yes, I have multiple screens. Yes, I can watch Netflix on one. I go on the other. Yes, I can.
It's not the same.
It's not the same. Shut up.
I mean, we don't even have that button that's like, go to the last one. Like, that's like you have to go down.
You have to go down,
right.
double click, move over, double click down, scroll over.
I can't remember what it was. There used to be, I think I was like 14 or 15 where I had like a master class of, because the whatever thing we had, you can do like 3 or 4 last channels. And I was able to pick like 4 different things. I was like Tom Cruise and Minority Report.
Jeez. What's up there, AI? Never had that. I had the button that had like, so think about it as like a circle, and the top circle was an arrow pointing down, and the bottom circle was like a circle arrow that pointed up. It would point down on the right side, it was like the reverse card in Uno. And you hit that, it would go back to the last channel. And the other problem is, so like I have multiple screens and multiple TVs, but what I don't have is multiple screens and multiple TVs in my living room. Now I could put it on my phone or an iPad or whatever, but it'd be nice to, not go outside and isolate myself where I have the multiple screens or in the garage, but, sit there and watch it with the family. I'm just saying, I think in the end, Netflix would win by creating a separate channel. But, it's fine. Just keep Keep doing that. Needs to be a better way to be able to slide from Netflix to YouTube TV. Maybe TVs themselves can start. Do we have a thing where TVs themselves, do we have a thing where TVs themselves can do multi-view? Like where I can go on my like regular TV and be like, okay, the left side is YouTube TV and whatever I watch, and then the right side is Netflix or HBO Go. Or why don't they do that? There's got to be a reason.
Picture in picture. That used to be.
But like not with the dumb, like the 50-50. Not the dumb, little bug on the top right, little square. All right, we'll take a break. A lot of stuff we didn't get. I knew I wanted to talk about this Netflix thing. We'll get to all the other stuff a little bit later. Don't forget Sam Amick in about 20 minutes. When we come back, NFL Week 3 questions. Chris will read. I will do my best to answer. And then we'll get to Sam, followed by 4 Down Territory. Next!
Stay up to date on Sacramento sports. Join the Sacktown Sports 1140 newsletter. Visit SacktownSports.com.
This sandwich, it's a complete game changer. Hello, this is Mike, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Pretzel Cheddar Club is that juicy chicken with that toasty pretzel bun. That bun, it's crispy, cozy, just amazing. With the pretzel bun, the Dijon mustard, and the chicken, it makes that sweet, savory kind of combination. It's everything that you love about food rolled into one. It looks phenomenal. It tastes great. It's delicious.
Order the Pretzel Cheddar Club with Cherry Berry and Sprite for a limited time on the Chick-fil-A app. Real guests paid for their testimonial.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Alan Stiles here with your Sacktown Sports injury update, brought to you by DTLA Law Group. Ben Bowden, out with that left shoulder lat strain, got an MRI last week and showed a grade 2 lat strain. He's currently shut down from throwing. His expected return is TBD. Denzel Clark, out with that right adductor strain, is set to run the bases in mid-September and could begin a rehab assignment in mid-September. If all goes well, his expected return late September. That was your Sacktown Sports injury update, brought to you by DTLA Law Group.
Hey, I'm Alan Stiles. Injured at work? Call downtown. DTLA Law Group, California's leading injury law firm. With over 40 lawyers throughout California, they have won over $500 million in settlements. DTLA Law Group will get you compensation for your work injury. You don't pay unless they win. That's right. You'd pay $0 up front. Call downtown. Text injury help to 40222. That's injury help to 40222. Visit them at calldowntown.com. Text charges may apply.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit info kit. 800-838-6767. That's 800-838-6767.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
So my sandwich shop was opening in a week and I needed signage.
A week is plenty of time to panic.
I went to Staples. They printed banners, posters, and flyers to promote my grand opening.
All in time for your grand closing.
Nope, I had it same day. I even got $125 off my order.
Holy onions. For all your business printing, Staples.
That was easy.
Now save up to $125 on custom print orders. In-store and online, same day if ordered by 12 p.m. into 11/1. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details.
When I want to stretch out after a long day, my sofa needs to be comfortable, but it also needs to look attractive and inviting when guests come to visit. Hi, I'm Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. We spend so much time on our living room sofas that we forget they're a focal point and a hint to our decorating tastes. Right now, during Naturewood Home Furnishings sofa sale, you can save on every sofa, including gallery-exclusive custom-ordered flex steel furniture. Whether you're interested in a new sofa, sectional, or recliner, you can choose from hundreds of colors and fabrics. Nobody has more styles and choices than Naturewood Home Furnishings. And when it comes right down to it, it's all about choices and always about quality. Shop Naturewood for the look you love at a price you'll love even more. Visit Naturewood Home Furnishings right now for this remarkable sofa sale. Off Highway 50 at Hazel, look for the water wheel.
What's happening? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, and Woodland. Chrysler's Drive Into Fall sales event is here. What's going on for that?
There's still time to explore all the fun California has to offer, and there's no better way to do it than saving up to $10,000 off MSRP on the brand new 2025 Jeep Wrangler. Auto Trader called it the 2025 best vehicle for adventure for the third consecutive year. I guess the question is, why are you waiting? Your next adventure awaits with your new Jeep Wrangler Rubicon at Hoblet.
That's nice to have a way to break free from the routine.
Yes, it is, and Hoblet is the place to do it. As a fifth-generation dealer with dozens of customer service awards, you'll experience the difference. When you shop at Hoblet, you become part of the family, and we take care of family. Hoblet is home of the big city savings and selection, but with the small town service you can't get at those other places.
Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
$10,000 total net savings on select new 2025 Jeep Wrangler Rubicon X after $2,500 factory rebates and $7,500 dealer discount. 3% net savings. Sample VIN 622117. See dealer for details.
Only place in the morning to get your sports fix.
Live and local.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
All right, Sam Amick in 13 minutes. Just saw this interesting stat, Raider fans. I think the big question was... Big question for Raider fans is Ashton Genty. They got to get him going. But maybe they're not using him right. He has 81 total rushing yards this season. And after contact, wait, how does this make sense? What am I missing here? It says he has 81 rushing yards on the season and 84 rushing yards after contact. Doesn't that mean he has 84 rushing yards then?
No, he's getting contact behind the line of scrimmage.
But if he only has 81 yards on, oh, so you're saying
he's getting hit and then running forward.
Gotcha. But then why wouldn't he? How can he have 81 yards on the season total, but 84 after contact?
So if you rush for 5 yards, but you get hit 3 yards behind the line,
that's two yards after.
It's 3 yards
or 3 yards, right? But
after, but no, it's 8 yards after contact.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
He's getting hit behind. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. All right. I got it now. Thank you. He also has 3 receiving yards this season, but 26 receiving yards after the catch. His Pro Football Focus elusive rating currently ranks 14th in the NFL, but if you look at the 21 players with 30 or more touches, he ranks 4th in that category. So obviously you'd like to protect him a little bit more, but also maybe use him a little bit more too. All right, give me let me get to Danny real quick. Hello, Danny. Welcome in. Good morning.
Oh, thanks. We want to stay on football or?
Yeah. Go ahead.
We can. Okay.
No. Whatever you want to talk about is my point. That's fine. We're going to go into football after this. Go ahead.
Okay. So Netflix or anybody's streaming services.
Yeah.
I keep a laptop running with signed into YouTube TV, so I don't have to sign out of the game on whatever streaming service I'm watching, whatever sport.
So you're watching the let's say the Netflix game or Amazon game on your big TV, and then you're signed into YouTube TV to watch the other thing on your laptop, which you have on a tray or something in front of you.
There you go. The commercial comes on. You flip open the laptop. It's already streaming whatever else you wanted to check on.
No.
Or you could toggle between. Yeah.
Yeah, no, and I appreciate that. And look, I do that with my phone or my iPad. I get the functionality, and thank you for that. I would just like to be able to do it on the TV. That's all I'm saying. Just being persnickety. Just like to do it on the TV, the big TV. But yes, especially for Sunday football. Sunday football, I got the 2 TVs outside, and then I'll usually run an iPad so I can have, we live in a world where most people these days have multiple screens, or at least access to multiple screens, even if it's your phone. I'll also cast my phone. There's certain things like when I watch English League Soccer, my team, I can cast that to my TV. Stuff like that. I get it. I want it on the damn TV. All right, give me a football bet, would you please? Any old football bet. I wrote some NFL Week 3 questions. Christopher Lloyd. Question 1.
Is this the week Mike McDaniel gets fired?
I think he gets fired after this game. I do. Now look. If something happens, Miami goes to Buffalo and wins, they're
Let me tell you about this new.
Was that me?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. It's a Chick-fil-A commercial. Thanks, ESPN. The Bills are favored by 11.5, and that seems a little low, even though Sean McDermott said that Ed Oliver and a couple other guys will be out. I mean, those are definitely big losses, but I don't know, man. This feels like an absolute shellacking coming. 2-0 Bills, 0-2 Dolphins. I think for a couple of reasons. Number one, I think the Bills are going to blow the Dolphins out. Secondly, it's a Thursday. It's a Thursday night game, which means whoever comes in for Mike McDaniel will now have effectively 3 extra days to prepare. And then they get the Jets at home, which is as good a chance for them to win. I think he would have been fired this week, but you don't want to give the new coach the Thursday. Imagine that. You fire McDaniel Sunday night, new coach takes over, interim, whatever, and now has effectively Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Usually Mondays are off, so now Tuesday, Wednesday to prep the team to go up against the Bills. It's not a great way to start a regime. New coach comes in, you're home against the Jets, you're at the Panthers before you hit the Chargers at home, and then you go at the Browns. So you've got a chance at least. It's about the easiest part of the schedule. I think it makes sense to fire him shortly after, if not Thursday night, Friday. That would be, you never know in this league, but that would be my bet. Number 2, please.
Can the Niners keep it together against Arizona?
Yeah, that's the question, isn't it? Niners versus the Cardinals, their home opener, 2-0 and 2-0. 1.5 points is your spread. Niners favored, 125 right here on Sacktown Sports Sunday. I think so. Although every single time I've been to Levi Stadium, 100% of the time I've been to Levi Stadium, the Cardinals have beaten them there. They're 0-1. But you've got the Cardinals and the Jaguars both at home, both winnable games for them before it gets a little tough. At Rams, at Bucks, home Falcons, at Texans. I think it's going to be a tough one. To me, this game's a coin flip. And it's just all about, can you contain Kyler Murray, James Conner, and obviously are they going to figure out Marvin Harrison, who has not really been utilized much this year. I think this is the second toughest game they've played this year, other than the Seahawks. This is definitely a tougher game than the Saints. I think it's a coin flip, but they've proven their mettle so far, and they're getting a little bit healthier. Juwan Jennings will have a full week of practice as well. So, from the 916, hearing Dave understand the yards after contact concept was like seeing apes use tools for the first time. Thank you. It's probably very accurate. I understand the concept. I got confused reading it. High school dropout. Next question, please.
If the Colts go to 3-0, are they the best story in football?
I think so. I do. I think they already might be. Now, this happens every year. There'll be some fun story, and then they come crashing down to earth. And I'm not saying that won't happen to Indy. They've beaten the Dolphins so far at home. They should have lost to they didn't, but they should have lost to the Broncos at home if it wasn't for that dumb leverage play. But now they're going into Tennessee. That's a game they should win. As a matter of fact, let me look at they got to be favored by around 3, 4.5. Yeah, Indy 3.5 favorites. And then and then it's not just the Colts. It's Daniel Jones. It's the story of, imagine being a New York Giants fan, and I got a buddy who is, at least one. After leaving the Giants, I got this stat here. After leaving the Giants, Saquon Barkley hit 2,000 yards. Daniel Jones leads the AFC in passing yards, and Xavier McKinney leads the NFL in interceptions. Imagine that. So, yeah, I think the Colts would be. They may already be the story of the NFL. All right, one more, and then we got a break for Sam.
What would it take for you to actually believe in Indy?
Great question, Chris. Thank you. I wrote it. What would it take for me to really believe in them? To win at the Rams. If they beat the Titans and they go into LA and they beat the Rams, and then they've got the Raiders and Cardinals back at home, now all of a sudden we're looking at a possible 6-0, 5-1 start for these guys. They beat the Rams or even play them well, I'll start believing in them. And then they've got the Chargers in LA down the road. They don't have the toughest schedule, dude. So Indy could be in the mix this year for sure. We'll take a break. When we come back, special appearance by Sam Amick. You want to know what's going on in the Jonathan Kaminga saga? He's got as good an answer as anybody out there. He's been all over this story, including yesterday for The Athletic. We'll talk to him next.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
We'll see Isaiah Toulouse since she's gone there. I'm not saying anything. Broke into the top 25 this week. UCLA having a rough year. Maybe this year. Come on over to the. All right, Jason laughs. Hopefully he'll be back for 3 for. Oh my God! He's got the double hand wave.
You can listen to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on 1140 a.m. YouTube or the Sacktown Sports app.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I'm Ken Korak with your Green and Gold Report, brought to you by Xfinity. Introducing the 5-year price guarantee. One internet price, 5 years guaranteed. Well, the A's will open the season next year on March 26th in Toronto, and the full slate of games that day will mark the earliest traditional opening day in Major League history. Now, as far as the Dodgers coming to West Sacramento for the first time, that series will begin on June 29th.
Welcome to Dugout Radio, the undisputed home of Boomtown Baseball.
The Wi-Fi is booming with Xfinity, baby. Our next caller is
Stacy. How do you stay locked in on every pitch and play?
We stream it all live on Xfinity Internet with low lag, 99.99% network reliability, and speeds faster than a base runner beating the throw to home plate.
I stream on my TV, tablets, even my smart fridge.
Smart fridge?
With all those games, we gotta refuel.
Stream live baseball with Wi-Fi built for the biggest moments. Xfinity. Restrictions apply. Actual speeds vary, not guaranteed.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave letting you know Amy's Outdoor Living's huge inventory reduction warehouse sale is back this Saturday and Sunday only from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. at 11255 Pyrites Way. That's Suite 200 in Gold River. Listen, they are making room for holiday items and 2026 furniture models, so everything is drastically reduced to move. 2 days only. You will find pre-tariff prices on patio furniture, umbrellas, scratch and dent, and demoed grills. Plus, Traeger flat-top grills are priced to fly out the door. Uni pizza ovens, one of this year's hottest models, must go because they need the room. It's a sale you just can't miss, and it's just 2 days only, so bring your truck. Amy's Outdoor Living Inventory Reduction Warehouse Sale this Saturday, this Sunday only from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. at 11255 Pyrites Way, Suite 200 in Gold River. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
Toyota's legendary truck event is on, and the deals are legendary. Just announced. Get low APR plus 500 bonus cash on 2025 Tacoma, or get low APR or an incredible 3,000 cash back on 2025 Tundra. Get to your Toyota dealer now, because this truck event is gonna be Toyota. Let's go places. Offers available through TFS to buyers with premium-ready credit cashback available through TMNA and cannot be combined with other offers since 9/30/25.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
Hammer time thrown down by Malika. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacktown Sports, 1140.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are halfway through the week. Your week! So right now, I need every single listener on their feet. Callers, texters, YouTubers, make some noise for Sacramento's favorite sports morning show. Carmichael Dave, Jason Ross, and the man behind the glass, Chris Burlon.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Jason's in New York. He'll be back tomorrow. Well, he'll be back today. He'll be back on the show tomorrow. I will be broadcasting from Lake Tahoe, Edgewood Golf Course. Tomorrow, Jason will be in studio, so it will be a full show. And one, as I did earlier when he confirmed and I said on the air, special shout out to Sam. Remember, this is his off season. This is off season. This is time for family, for friends, for relaxation, but he keeps covering the NBA in ways most don't and puts me in a position where I got to bring him on. And I got to be honest, it's never I got to bring him on. It's I get to bring him on. The lovely, the talented, the notification binging Sam Amick of The Athletic. Good morning, Sam.
Good morning, David. Looking great, man. First of all, I mean, Chris with the left-right hook, looking fit and spry.
Yeah,
Dave. All the years of grief that justifiable grief that you gave me for once calling you, the guy with the cushy poker player's build, standing up out of your seat, showing off your skinny Dave physique. Like, who is this guy, man? You're looking good.
It's bananas. Did you see the quote, the Japanese baseball player? He says he eats 3 bananas a day. Why? Because monkeys never cramp. Monkeys never cramps. It's a great quote. That's what I do. Thank you, Sam. Still have a ways to go, but Tickets to the Gun Show coming soon. At the same time, by the way, let me just stop down. I love it. Jason's my guy. He's my security blanket, and I love it when we're here and we're all three together. But realizing it's just you and me, it's like old times, Sam. It's you and me.
It is.
A few minutes going back and forth. You have been at the center of the reporting of this Jonathan Kaminga thing, and I know that I share the same sentiment a lot of Kings fans share, which is God, just jump or don't jump, you blank or get off the pot, whatever term you want to use. But is this, I'm not trying to give him credit, but I guess I kind of am. Is this just negotiating by the Warriors and doing their job at trying to squeeze whatever they can out? Is that how you view this?
I mean, it's a little more specific than that.
Okay.
It's funny because not to go too far afield, it extends beyond the Warriors. The summer of 2027 has quickly become something that a lot of teams are focusing on. First of all, just flexibility in general is kind of, ruling the day today in the NBA. And the Warriors, like teams like the Clippers and the Lakers, they don't want to tie up their books in 2027 and beyond. So the way that relates to Kaminga is that, they started with a 2-year, $45 million offer that had a team option in the second season. I think that reflected the fact that they're obviously not committed to him beyond the fact that he's an important potential trade piece. But when faced with the proposition of him maybe taking the qualifying offer, obviously, $9 million and puts them in a bind, they then add guaranteed money in the second year. And I know I'm not laying it out very well, but then by the time you get to 2027, the Warriors are proving in the prospect of Kaminga wanting guaranteed money in the third year of his deal, then for now the Warriors are saying no, we're not tying up our books in the summer of 2027. Now this is speculative, but that is the summer when Nikola Jokic has a player option for that season. Giannis Antetokounmpo has a player option for that season. So that is what the Warriors are doing, and really they don't have much to worry about seemingly, because the role players that they plan on adding at the 11th hour here are kind of unofficially already signed. They kind of know the deal.
Yeah. Al Horford, etc.
Yeah, DeAnthony Melton, maybe Seth Curry, Gary Payton II. And so I know the fans and the media, myself included, are rolling their eyes at how this story continues to play out. But the reason is there's no pressure point to force anybody to get in or get out, either, the Kings included. There's no consequence really until we finally get to camp.
Just to be clear, you're not talking about this coming summer. You're talking about the summer after the 26-27 season, like you said, the summer of 27.
Correct.
Okay, so here's my question in looking at the books for the Warriors. What was interesting is that as of right now, they have $23.5 million total committed, and that's Moody, Buddy Hield, and Brandon Pajemski on a qualifying offer. Steph Curry, Jimmy Butler, Draymond Green all expire 2 seasons after this. Steph Curry's going to be 39 years old. I think Jimmy Butler's right there, and Draymond's not that far behind. So when we're used to talking about the Warriors in the sense of who are they going to reload with? Who are they going to add to the pool? But is there a thought? I mean, are they sure Steph Curry's signing another contract?
No, not at all. I can't pretend to know exactly the mentality. Again, speculative. Joe Lacob, I'm sure, is looking at it like, number 30 is going to be gone at some point, and we got to get the next guy. Now, at that point, Giannis, and even to a lesser degree, Jokic, aren't going to be, they're in their primes still at that point, but they're not as young. So, it's one of those things. The target is unclear. The strategy is unclear. What is not unclear is that, again, to this point, and my own handicapping, I don't think the Warriors are going to change their stance here, is that they've decided that, like, Jonathan Kaminga is not worth having on, a 3rd-year deal, guaranteed. They'd rather have the space, and that's just all there is to it. And, the other side, Kaminga's side, has been signaling that they are prepared to take the qualifying offer. And just to break that down, if anybody hasn't been following it, the reason this matters beyond Jonathan Kaminga is that if they can get Kaminga to sign a deal for next season and maybe the season after around $22-23 million, then they can trade him for somebody of an impact, more compatible player down the line. If he signs his qualifying offer, which is again about $8 million, that's not much of a trade piece. Actually, there's a no trade clause. He would not, he'd have control over his future for next year. So they would be stuck. They would lose a way to add, support around Steph Curry and Jimmy Butler and Draymond Green. But it's a unique one, and I really don't know which way it's going to go right now.
So although Sam Amick joins us from The Athletic, although obviously the Warriors are calling the ball here and they control these dominoes, it sounds like the Kaminga camp has a little bit of leverage here in the sense that they ultimately don't want it. It just handcuffs him, it seems, if he takes the qualifying offer, and then they can lose him this summer for nothing. And on top of that, they can't trade him. And, oh, by the way, on top of that, and I don't know how much or if 100% you're buying into this, the reports that, and forgive me if you mentioned this, Sam, because I get them confused, that Kaminga is miserable in Golden State, and that the Kings made it clear that he would be a centerpiece for them, that his usage would go up, that they consider him an all-star, and that he wants to be in Sacramento. Is there a lot of smoke to that fire?
Yeah. No, that's all true.
Okay.
But here, and to tie a bow on the whole 2027 thing, that I didn't really see clearly until writing this most recent story, is that the problem for the Kings, and ultimately the reason that I don't think they're going to get Kaminga, is that, their offer of Malik Monk and a 1st-round pick, first of all, the Warriors don't want any protections on the first round pick. There are protections. If you took those away and it was unprotected, then I think the deal probably gets done. But I don't see that happening. Monk has 3 more years guaranteed. So he's got a player option for $21 million in this 27-28 season that we've been talking about. So that presents the same problem for the Warriors. So even though they appear to have some level of interest in Malik being part of their group basketball wise, contract wise, he poses a similar problem to the Kaminga scenario and the reason they don't want to give Jonathan guaranteed money in that third year.
So what that gets me thinking is, if I remember correctly, I believe the Kings own a future unprotected Minnesota pick. And now I'm wondering, I mean, everything's centering around Malik Monk. And by the way, this is not, now I know I'm just this side of you and me being on Twitter, going back and forth, coming up with trade scenarios, but I do wonder if the Kings went back to the Warriors and said, okay, we'll give you Minnesota's unprotected. We'll give you the rights to that. And, oh, by the way, you don't want Monk's money on the books. Sign and trade Kaminga for 20 to 25. DeMar DeRozan fits that perfectly. And I'm not entirely unsure DeMar DeRozan wouldn't fit on that team as better or as good or better than Malik Monk. And I wonder if that's something like a bend or the Warriors would look at.
Safe to assume they've crossed all these bridges at this point. You know what I mean? I mean, I hear you. There's been other iterations that have been discussed. It seems crystallized right now that this is the closest thing to a deal that they could come to. And really it's a matter of, is Kaminga, I mean, if you just talk life-wise, if he does the qualifying offer, I don't have the math in front of me, but he's leaving a lot of guaranteed money on the table. But if he did that, it would be in exchange for control. He would rather control his situation. He would be an unrestricted free agent next summer. Obviously would hope he doesn't get hurt. Hope the market is good. There's roughly 10 teams that are expected to have some level of significant salary cap space. So, I mean, it's the waiting game. October 1st is the deadline for his QO. So there is the end of the road here coming up pretty soon.
Well, then I guess last thing on that, just focusing on the Kings, if the Warriors were willing to move on this, if the Kings took protections off, and we all know an unprotected Kings future first-round pick is arguably the most valuable asset in the NBA, non-player wise. If the Kings were to take those protections, oh, by the way, do we have any idea what the protections currently are?
I wrote it 2 stories ago. I want to say top 12. I don't really want to.
Okay, all right.
It's in that territory.
And it's obviously speculation. Well, what if they made it top 3 protect? Whatever. Let's just say they take the protections off. Whatever. If we're assuming we know how the Warriors feel about that, do you have any sense that there's any willingness that the Kings are just posturing, and that there's any willingness as we get closer to training camp that they may just relent and say, all right, you know what, we want Kaminga, he's a big part. Take the unprotected.
I just don't know. I for sure do not know how. To me, that's a Vivek Ranadive question.
Gotcha.
When you're, as much as we talk about for all teams, ownership involvement and things of that nature, when it comes to assets like that and the final clearance on giving up something that valuable, certainly would have to get ownership approval. And I, for now and to this point, the messaging I've received is that that would not be a prudent choice and one that the Kings want to make.
Well, because you and I live in this world and have many, many times in the past. I can smell the aggregation now, which is not something either of us were looking for. I can sniff it out. So the obvious follow-up is, why is it a Vivek clearance in question and not a Scott Perry clearance in question? So rather than, we're not trying to, bag on Vivek today, is that something that is relatively normal / abnormal around the league to have owner clearance for something like that?
Yeah. And I'm not even, to be clear, because we got to keep that aggregation stench down.
Right.
I'm not even I'm not talking about specific intel. That's just, I'm talking institutional
generally
institutional knowledge across the NBA. about like, wait, we're giving up an unprotected first? Like, are we sure about this? Right. I don't believe that Scott has any interest in doing that. Certainly things could change. And if he did, then, maybe that would be on the table at this point already. I do think, this week recently, it was intimated to me, or, I guess I was educated on the fact that the Warriors, like that would make them sit up at the table without question, and potentially get the deal done.
And we tend to call, we've a lot of the aggregation off this show has come in our conversations about Kings ownership, but we also, believe it or not, try to call balls and strikes too. It would seem absolutely acceptable for an owner to weigh in and or have final say, especially on a future unprotected first, because there's no guarantee Scott Perry's going to be here in 3 years, but there's all but a guarantee that the owner and that infrastructure is going to be here. So I don't know. I don't know that sounds, I know the owner shouldn't be involved in basketball stuff is generally an easy thing to say, and I say it quite a bit, but this is one of those times where I can kind of understand why an owner would have to give final clearance, because that could handcuff a team down the road, especially if a GM is, which Scott isn't, but if a GM is worried about his job, you could handcuff a team for a while with a bad GM move.
I'm laughing because I didn't feel like we were throwing any high and tight pitches at Vivek. And
we're not. I'm scarred, dude.
And I'll add on to that. I mean, to be fair with balls and strikes, the ownership involvement with Joe Lacob here is kind of interesting because, first of all, I didn't highlight it much in my story because the Monk deal and the Warriors front office's view of the Monk deal is a legitimate obstacle, right? So what I didn't get into that I think in the periphery is a small factor potentially is that Joe Lacob is just like eternally in love with Jonathan Kaminga.
Okay.
And there is a sense from some people involved that there's a real reluctance not only to obviously finally kind of quit him, if you will, but to see him go up the road to another Northern California NBA team that is run by a guy in Vivek Ranadive who used to be with the Warriors. And then what if Kaminga blows up and is a total star? From a personal ownership dynamic level, there's some folks that feel like that could be playing a small part. Again, that's not really relevant because these other things are the real obstacles. But I mean, Joe, like a lot of owners, is very involved too.
Well, and as we keep saying, let's call balls and strikes and be fair. The mere sniff of not even Vivek being involved, but Vivek and a family member even being involved causes, near lighting torches in this city. Whereas now he's Joe Lacob pretty intimately involved, but
right. I'm cutting you off here, buddy. You're going apples to oranges.
No. That's my point. I'm saying Lacob's got his kid working there too. And I'm saying because of this, I think the success of the Warriors obviously very much helps getting away with that type of thing, like a Jerry Jones, Stephen Jones thing. And I'm not trying to disrespect Lacob or his son. I'm just saying it's a lot different in this town when you talk about Vivek and the idea of a family member being involved. It's like, dude, they're already doing it. They've been doing it for years. Yeah. It's just covered differently because I think a lot of it because of their success. I could be wrong.
I was just watching a Senate hearing. I don't know what this morning it's like you're on the stand. You doing it?
Hey, we got media day in 2 weeks, dude. I want to go in. I don't want to get glares. I was trying to go in with a. I need a good spot at media day. I don't want Jason coming back going, dude, what did you do?
It's like you just went to Vegas for a week with your buddies and you came home to Melissa to honey, we good?
I didn't mean it. No, honestly, I think the dress is great. Let me switch gears for a quick second as Sam Amick joins us, and we appreciate him. Another story, the story that's making all the rounds. I'm going to play you, as I played the audience, tale of two clips here. First one is Adam Sandler. Adam Silver, about a week ago, September 10th, post ownership meeting, talking about the Steve Ballmer situation, specifically the company tied to Ballmer and Kawhi Leonard.
When the podcast.
What'd I do there? Did I do something? Is that me, Chris, or is that you? Because that shouldn't. Huh? Is that us? All right.
Came out, it was news
All
to
right,
me.
let me rewind this. Sorry, Sam. Technical difficulty.
When the podcast came out, it was news to me. I frankly never heard of the company Aspiration before.
Okay, so when the podcast came out, and I know you know where I'm going. When the podcast first came out, I'd never heard of the company Aspiration before. Now, he was with a gentleman, and I apologize, I don't know the gentleman's name, but Front Office Sports was doing an interview with Adam. I'm assuming because the broadcast meetings are going on right now that this is either at HQ or somewhere near there in New York. And they were talking about the Pablo Torre claim. Here's Adam Silver yesterday.
I think Pablo, just to be clear, I'm not sure if I said if I said I never heard of it, I meant in the context of the accusations here. I mean, I certainly was aware of the brand, but I didn't know anything about it.
Got it.
Okay, so look, I've always thought Adam Silver, look, every commissioner is going to get dunked on, but he's always seemed like an up and up guy. I mentioned earlier, Sam, that the guy's tenure started with one of the biggest scandals in NBA history with the Clippers and Donald Sterling. And obviously this is no comparison, a completely different thing, but now we're back to the Clippers. But out of context, if you don't have any idea, you never talked to Adam Silver before, or he has no history, whatever. The first clip saying it was news to me, I'd never heard of them. And then a week later saying, what I meant to say is I've obviously heard of the brand, and I'm paraphrasing here. It was the scandal part I'd never heard of. Those don't sound good back to back.
No, that's fair. First of all, because of your Adam Sandler slip up, all I could imagine is Adam singing Sloppy Joe's
right, exactly.
NBA press conference.
Right.
Which would land probably more successfully. Yeah, I mean, they didn't reconcile well. I mean, Adam has always been incredibly sensitive to public reaction.
Yeah.
And to me, that just reeks of him trying to clean up the optics of the first one. You know, we've had an internal debate and discussion about, you know, is it acceptable, so to speak, that he didn't really know about that deal? Because the NBA, there are rules in place. Like they are certainly vetting team sponsorship deals. But I mean, do I think Adam himself, I mean, he is, you know, an attorney, but that he's getting his hands, you know, dirty on all of the different deals? Probably not. It's his people. So it's generally speaking, Dave, it's funny. I don't think that Adam's press conferences right now, at least for me, maybe I've covered him too long, or even his interviews are all that revealing in relation to the actual truth of how he sees the situation or what he might do here. I feel like he is, you know, getting through them and saying whatever he has to say, and then going back to the investigation. And you know, I'm trying to find out how he sees it and what might happen. But, you know, the public moments have been a little clunky rather.
Sam Amick joining us on a special appearance from him. One last question. I know this is going to throw a curveball at you, and I apologize, but you're a man of all trades. We're talking about the NBA, but what I really want to talk to you about is local wrestling. So before we get off the air, is there anything going on there?
Look at you. What a nice.
Hey, honestly, I just got that message like literally 3 minutes ago. So
that's amazing. I figured if you pulled me out of my off-season slumber, I could shamelessly.
Please.
Yeah, no, Pleasant Grove Wrestling. I actually got the jacket on right now. My son Landon and all of his buddies on that team are working hard this time of year. Tomorrow night at BJ's in Elk Grove, they're doing a fundraiser. 20% of the proceeds from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. go to the program. If you order online, use the code SEP153, and that will go to the school and the program. If you go in, I'll post this flyer on my social media on Instagram. And that allows the program to do things like compete and travel and grow and learn leadership, all that good stuff. So go War Eagles, and thank you for letting me hijack your platform, buddy.
Of course. I just want to be clear, by the way, to my higher ups listening right now. I didn't know what the specific plug was, so if I just broke any laws or anything, I sincerely apologize. You know what? Honestly, this is a great way to wrap this up. I probably am going to have to be part of a U.S. Senate hearing now, Sam, so thank you. And
because I plugged BJ's, huh? All right.
I don't know. There's a rule. But wait, what? Sam Amick, of The Athletic, joining us on a special Wednesday edition. Always appreciate that. Good luck to Landon and the whole family. Tell them we all said hello, and I'll talk to you soon, buddy.
Thanks, buddy. Talk soon.
All right, take care. That is Sam Amick.
Man, I thought it was professional wrestling.
I know. I saw you perked up. You were like, wait, what? Is Sam doing some sort of local pro wrestling thing?
Is he a promoter?
We'll take a break when we come back. 4 down territory. Joe Burrow 2-0 and 0-2 teams, and I'm going to actually fit in a question involving the Sacramento Kings in 4 down territory, football style. We'll take a break. We'll come back after this.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
Alan Stiles here with your Sacktown Sports injury update, brought to you by DTLA Law Group. Ben Bowden, out with that left shoulder lat strain, got an MRI last week and showed a grade 2 lat strain. He's currently shut down from throwing. His expected return is TBD. Denzel Clark, out with that right adductor strain, is set to run the bases in mid-September and could begin a rehab assignment in mid-September. If all goes well, his expected return late September. That was your Sacktown Sports injury update, brought to you by DTLA Law Group. Hey, I'm Alan Stiles. Injured at work? Call downtown. DTLA Law Group, California's leading injury law firm. With over 40 lawyers throughout California, they have won over $500 million in settlements. DTLA Law Group will get you compensation for your work injury. You don't pay unless they win. That's right. You'd pay $0 up front. Call downtown. Text injury help to 40222. That's injury help to 40222. Visit them at calldowntown.com. Text charges may apply.
Get ready for the final week of Sacramento River Cats baseball. Join us from September 16th through the 21st as we celebrate giveaways, special theme uniforms, Fan Appreciation Day, and more. Get your tickets at rivercats.com.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning, and more.
Your clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Okay, but you still sell commission-based products, right?
No, because we believe that's a conflict of interest. We prioritize service over sales goals.
So then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com. Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
Our office computers were from like 2012.
What? They had computers then?
Yeah, I don't know much about new tech.
Apparently.
So I went to Staples and saved big on an AI-powered HP laptop and HP OfficeJet Pro printer, which also came with 3 months of free instant ink.
And we're back in this century. During Staples HP Tech Event, save up to 35% on HP printers and up to 40% on AI-powered HP PCs.
That was easy.
In-store, online, and on the app. Until 11/1, select models only.
With football in the air, fall is almost here. Time
to start thinking about the cooler weather ahead and whether your heater will be able to get you through the winter. Our heater fell apart last winter, so who did we call? Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating. We wanted somebody we could trust to do the job right and deliver great value, and Lee's came through. Check them out at leesair.com. Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating has built a reputation as the leading HVAC company in Sacramento. We've got a new HVAC system that works great, saves us money month to month. Find out how they can help you at leesair.com. License number 635355.
Listen to the 49er Rewind daily, brought to you by Mountain Mike's Pizza, the official pizza of the 49ers. Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza, the way it ought to be.
The only place in the morning to get your sports fix.
Live and local.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
I forgot this morning. I had Sam penciled in at 8. I just completely forgot to write a 9 a.m. segment. I know we'll do Niners at 9, but it's an all request Wednesday. We'll let the listeners decide what we talk about at 9. 916
AEW All Out this weekend. That's a possibility.
339-1140. 1-800-920-1140. 916-339-1140 is your text line. And you can chat in as well. A lot of Kings fans just not feeling Jonathan Kaminga. Look, I'm the last guy that's going to say, hey, man, he's the dude. What I am going to say is that there is an opportunity to grab a guy who is going to be 23 next month. He's 22. And who averaged 15, 5, and 2 last year. It would allow Keegan Murray to go to the 3. And also a guy that I think we saw last year late when he had 18 and 26 minutes, 30 and 36, 23 and 30 minutes, and 26 and 32. When you look at the way he got some time and finished off against the Minnesota Timberwolves. He had back-to-back 34-point games with 9 and 10 boards, respectively, against the Clippers and the Suns in December. 33 against the Rockets. 22 years old. Like, I hear you if you think that's too much to give up. I hear you if I'm not sitting here guaranteeing Jonathan Kaminga is the next greatest thing for the Kings. What I am going to say, the Kings don't get opportunities to grab young, controllable, high upside talent every day. And that is 100% why this intrigues me. I'm not here to sign off on the deal, nor do I have that authority. But I'm not dismissing it, and I wouldn't be upset if they got him.
The one thing I would not like is if Kings fans put an incredible amount of pressure on him if he did come.
And that's the problem, Chris. That's a really, really good point, is that if he does come here, regardless of what we give up for him, it's not his fault. And so to ask him to come in and average 40 a night right away, you're going to need to give the dude some time. But I would like to see what he could do in a new environment when he's not standing in the shadows of Klay Thompson or Steph Curry or Draymond Green or Jimmy Butler. And he has an opportunity to get a new beginning at 22 years old, 23 years old. That's not something the Kings have an opportunity to do all the time. And I'm of the opinion that maybe this isn't the pitch they need to swing at, but the Kings need to swing at some pitches. All right, 4-down territory, first down.
With Joe Burrow out, are the Bengals done?
Yeah, it's a great question, Chris. Thanks for asking. Joe Burrow, when healthy, is one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. And let me just preface all this by saying this is a tough question to answer because Jake Browning's from Folsom. We obviously root for the 916. I would love nothing more than for Jake Browning to lead this team to the AFC Championship. But Jake Browning is 29 years old. He has been thus far a career backup. Weirdly, 29 years old. This is only his, he's played a grand total of 13 games. And he was 21 of 32 for 241 yards and 2 touchdowns. He also had 3 interceptions. I think Jake Browning obviously has talent. He's got Jamar Chase and a decent receiving core beyond that to throw to. I mean, the tools are there. I think a lot of what it comes down to with Cincinnati is taking a look at their schedule. They're going into a very angry Minnesota team next week that's going to have Carson Wentz under center. Then they go into Denver. Then they've got Detroit at home. Then they go at Green Bay. Then they've got Pittsburgh at home. Then they've got the Jets and Chicago back-to-back. So really, Jake Browning has the next 5 games, of which I could see them going 1-4. I could see him going 3-2, 2-3. It's tough. If I had to gauge it, I'd say they lose at Minnesota, Denver, and Detroit. I mean, I don't know, dude. I think 1-4 and 2-3 is more likely. But they are 2-0. And they do still have after that the Jets, Chicago, the Patriots, the Dolphins, and the Browns on their schedule. I don't think they're done. But I do think they definitely have their work cut out. And I think this is the opportunity of a lifetime for Folsom's Jake Browning in a division that also has the Ravens and the Steelers in it. Let's not count the Browns, who we'll get to in a second. Second down.
Which 2-0 team is the least likely to miss the playoffs?
The least likely, I mean, look, I can lock in right now, barring. I'm sorry, I completely wrote this wrong, didn't I? Because I'm like, wait, that's easy. There's like 12. Okay. The question should read that I wrote at 3:30 in the morning. Which 2-0 team is most likely to miss the playoffs? In other words, which undefeated team am I not buying into? It ain't the Bills, it ain't the Packers, it ain't the Niners, it ain't the Eagles, Chargers, Bucks. It really or Rams. It comes down to, for me, the Cardinals, the aforementioned Bengals, and the Colts. I think the Colts are going to compete this year. I do. And I'm gonna err on the side, since it's a coin flip of the 916. I'm gonna go Arizona. I'm gonna go Arizona for no other reason because they have both the Niners and the Rams in their division. And I don't think the Cardinals are going to be good enough to get the wild card. I'm going to say the Cardinals out of all of those teams are the most paper tiger. Now, third down, which 0-2 team is most likely to make the playoffs?
No, I've got least likely to make the playoffs.
I've got that right. So which bad team so far is better than they are? Well, the Giants, I was really high on that defense until last week. Dear Lord. Titans ain't making it. Browns ain't making it. Bears, I keep trying, Chicago fans. Carolina sucks. Miami sucks. The Jets, I think, suck. The Saints definitely suck. It really comes down to 2 teams, the Houston Texans and the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm not going to bet against the Kansas City Chiefs yet. The Chiefs have had 2 games so far against. You could make an argument that the Chiefs have played this year's Super Bowl participants. If you told me, it would surprise me, but it wouldn't shock me. If you told me the Chargers and the Eagles were going to be in the Super Bowl, I'd be like, oh, okay. I'd be more surprised at the Chargers making it, obviously, than the Eagles. The Chargers obviously need to make it past the Ravens, the Bills, and whatever. But let's just put it this way. So far this year, you can make an argument that the Chiefs have played the 2 best teams or best-looking teams in the NFL, certainly top 5. They're at New York this weekend. Then they got a matchup. Then they got the Ravens at home. So we very well could be looking at a 1-3 Chiefs team with an 0-2 start at home. Then you go to the Jags. Then you got the Lions. Home against the Raiders, home Commanders, at Bills, at Broncos. Like the Chiefs, the schedule gets a little easier towards the end of the season, but I'm not going to write the Chiefs off after being 0-2 and either winning or making the Super Bowl pretty much every year for the last God knows whoever. So I will say the Chiefs most likely. 4th down, please.
Describe the Browns and Baker Mayfield in Sacramento Kings terms.
Okay. So the Browns drafted Baker Mayfield with the number 1 pick in the National Football League draft. They then gave up on Baker Mayfield, and they're in the most comical quarterback situation in the entire NFL. Maybe not the worst, but the most comical. You traded a ton for Deshaun Watson, who before injury and even before a massage scandal sucked. And that surprised me. Deshaun Watson in Houston was fantastic. It's hard for me to, I blame the Browns, but also I get it. You're trading for a young, top-of-his-game quarterback that was a stud in Houston. We had conversations on this show. Hey, if Mahomes had gone to the Texans and Deshaun Watson had gone to the Chiefs, would the Chiefs still have this many Super Bowls? Those were real conversations we had. I stand by those. And Baker Mayfield threw for 37, 38, 35, and 3,000 yards. And then they let him go. And he kind of bounced around a little bit between Carolina and the Rams, but he found his way in Tampa Bay. In the last 2 years, he's thrown for 8,500 yards, 69 touchdowns with 26 picks. How would I equate this? Imagine this. Imagine the Kings had drafted Marvin Bagley, and Marvin had a slightly better career with the Kings, a better career than he did, but then went on to the Sixers, I don't know, and made the All-Star team 3 years in a row, and was a top 10, if not top 5 player in the league, top 10. That's how Cleveland Browns feel right now, and the Cleveland Browns can put their history up with the Sacramento Kings, and they're pretty damn close. So I feel for Browns fans. Browns fans they're fantastic. They're diehard. You have to be. And there are a lot of similarities between Cleveland fans of any sport and Sacramento fans. It's one of those cities I would compare us to. And then watching Baker Mayfield do what he's doing in Tampa Bay. All he's done this year is we break 42 of 70 with 5 touchdowns and 0 interceptions in 2 games. Coming off a 4,500-yard, 41-touchdown year. That's got to hurt. We'll take a break. What's hot, what's not, and we'll go streaking next.
The Alan Styles Show.
Brock's bro, Chubba, he's on Nevada and wasn't great. Why didn't we ever hear about him? You answered your own question, Jeff, because he's not very good. Look, man, it's your 5th year at UNR. You are now Preston, not calling you Chubba. How old is he?
He is 24 years old, a 6th-year starter, never won a college football game.
We use your government name.
You can listen to the Alan Styles Show Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on 1140 a.m., YouTube, and the Sacktown Sports app.
Keeping your engines healthy means protecting them in season and out. Experts trust Stable to do that, and third-party testing confirms it. Stable is the industry leader in preventing fuel-related issues, no matter if you use it in your car, boat, or outdoor power equipment. In season or out, at every fill-up or when you store, start with Stable.
This sandwich, it's a complete game changer. Hello, this is Mike, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Pretzel Cheddar Club is that juicy chicken with that toasty pretzel bun. That bun, it's crispy, cozy, just amazing. With the pretzel bun, the Dijon mustard, and the chicken, it makes that sweet, savory kind of combination. It's everything that you love about food rolled into one. It looks phenomenal. It tastes great. It's delicious.
Order the Pretzel Cheddar Club with Cherry Berry and Sprite for a limited time on the Chick-fil-A app. Real guests paid for their testimonial.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya, guselkumab, may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
Hey, this is Greg Papa. Are you working through a major insurance claim? SunPoint Public Adjusters can help. SunPoint prepares, presents, and negotiates your claim with the insurance company, working only for you, making sure you get everything you're entitled to, not what just some adjuster working for an insurance company thinks you should get. Call SunPoint today at 888-247-7865 or contact us at sunpoint.us. SunPoint Public Adjusters, the gold standard in public adjusting.
License number 2N14884.
I'm Ken Korak with your Green and Gold Report, brought to you by Xfinity. Introducing the 5-year price guarantee. One internet price, 5 years guaranteed. Well, the A's will open the season next year on March 26th in Toronto, and the full slate of games that day will mark the earliest traditional opening day in Major League history. Now, as far as the Dodgers coming to West Sacramento for the first time, that series will begin on June 29th.
Welcome to Dugout Radio, the undisputed home of Boomtown Baseball.
The Wi-Fi is booming with Xfinity, baby. Our next caller is
Stacy, how do you stay locked in on every pitch and play?
We stream it all live on Xfinity Internet with low lag, 99.99% network reliability, and speeds faster than a base runner beating the throw to home plate.
I stream on my TV, tablets, even my smart fridge.
Smart fridge?
With all those games, we gotta refuel.
Stream live baseball with Wi-Fi built for the biggest moments. Xfinity. Restrictions apply. Actual speeds vary, not guaranteed.
When I was a kid, I remember my dad, a lineman, leaving in the middle of the night. Families were depending on him to get their power back on to keep them safe and warm. Watching him taught me that this work isn't just about wires and circuits. It's about people and the trust they place in us when the lights go out. That's why I started Maverick Electric Heating and Air, to carry on that same promise of showing up, doing it right, and protecting families when they need us most. Visit callamaverick.com.
What's hot and what's not? Brought to you by American Energy Heat and Air, making the uncomfortable comfortable. Head to AmericanEnergyAir.com to find out more.
What's hot?
Yeah, hot. Real hot. And what's not?
It's not good. Brought to you by American Energy Heating and Air, Sacramento's complete heating and cooling company, and second opinion partner.
Dare I say, who's hot?
Shohei Ohtani.
Yes, he is.
Last night he started. He went 5 innings. Oh, what the?
What happened?
An ad block just came on my.
Well, I can tell you that he went 5 innings of no hit ball, which
only gave up 1 walk.
1 walk. He, which was then ruined by the Dodger bullpen in a loss. But he did something else.
He also had a home run.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, that's cool. Anything significant about it?
That would be in my what's not.
Oh, well, I thought
the Dodgers, who lost 9-6.
Well, he hit his 50th home run.
He did hit his 50th home run. Shohei Ohtani is the only Major League Baseball player in the modern era to throw 5 or more innings and finish with no hits allowed, also homer at the plate, and yet have his team lose the game.
That's the not.
Yeah.
Shohei Ohtani is the greatest baseball player to ever live. Changed my mind. You can't. You won't.
You know why?
Why? No, I love Japan. Find me that song. I hate LA. Yeah, that's you're just. He's not the best hitter to ever play the game. He may not even be top 10. He may not be a top. I don't know. I don't know what he is. He's not the best pitcher to ever pitch. But I refuse to go through life with stories of Babe Ruth and how amazing it was that he could hit and pitch and and you have a guy that is the best hitter in the game right now, with apologies to Aaron Judge. Certainly top 2, just for the Judgians out there. Don't want to disrespect Sacramento's Aaron Judge. And he is also one of the best pitchers in the game and has started an all-star game. The question with him is just durability. It always is. But he's obviously durable enough to, he's durable enough to hit 50 home runs. Sam Amick's in the YouTube chat plugging his kid's fundraiser. You got to love it.
Good for him.
Good for you, Sam. You gotta love parents in action, man. He's in there throwing a full plug in there.
Very important. Do not go there today.
Don't go there today. It's tomorrow. 11A to 11P. You know, I was a part of that once as a kid, but this will be a throwback for a lot of people. This might even be before your time. This was an elementary school fundraiser we did for a Yosemite trip, and it was. Do you remember Penguins frozen yogurt? No. The whole theme was like black and white. Everything was black and white, not stripes, but whatever. I know there's got to be people out there that remember Penguins. It was on. I think it was on Fair Oaks and Arden, either near Steve's Pizza or in the same, or Steve's Pizza. Penguins turned into Steve's Pizza. Actually, by the way, do they even still have Steve's Pizza? Those are some of the pizza places of my youth, man. And I don't know if any of them are still at Lamppost Pizza. This is all mostly Carmichael stuff.
There's a Lamppost Pizza in Carmichael?
There was a Lamppost Pizza right near there. If you're coming down Arden to Fair Oaks Boulevard, you take a left. There used to be the Taco Bell at that corner. Is right. The Rayleighs would be on your left. Taco Bell on the corner across the street. You turn left, and then the Lamppost would be. Actually, I think it moved. I think it used to actually be in the Steve's Pizza complex, weirdly enough. We had Steve's Pizza, Lamppost Pizza.
Because Lamppost is, I just know, is South Sacramento.
Yeah, there's more than one, or there was at least. Godfather's, but that was like a national chain, I think. But Godfather's is right by my junior high. What's the one I'm thinking of though that I miss? Oh, Rico's Pizza. God. Last I heard, there was one Rico's left, and it was on El Camino. I think way up El Camino. Do they still have a Rico's? They have a Rico's in oh no, it's permanently closed. Are there no more Rico's? That's an end of an era. If there's no, that's sad. Well, they're still online. Rico's Pizza, Garden Highway in Yuba City. What? Like, I would legitimately, oh, yeah, you can order online. 916. Here we go. Unless this is an old website. 916, or excuse me, it says it's on Northgate.
Oh, here we go. There's still a Penguins frozen yogurt.
Oh, there is?
That's probably what got you thinking about it. Penguins frozen yogurt is, I can't get the address. Hold on. 2180 Westwood Boulevard, Los Angeles, California.
Oh, shut your face hole. You had me excited. You had me excited. Hold on, I don't want. Oh God, this doesn't sound good for Rico's Pizza. I'm calling.
Hello, and thank you for calling. If you believe you were called from this phone number.
No, that's. Does anybody out there know if there's still a Rico's? That was the birthday jam, dude. First off, Rico's Pizza. Had the best mushrooms. I don't know what they did, but they were like razor thin. And they'd cover their pepperoni and mushroom pizzas with mushrooms. I can't explain it, dude. They weren't chunky mushrooms. They were like paper thin mushrooms, and they curled up. You know the difference between like pepperoni cups, like at Round Table or Mountain Mike's, or Mountain Mike's, I should say, and like the flat pepperoni. That's kind of how it was for Rico's Mushrooms. But they had this family-size pizza that was about as big as half this table that you could order. And every year for my birthday, I'd have a birthday party, and my parents would order a giant Rico's pizza. And I swear to God, dude, I'm not joking. The slice would be as long as your arm. It was so good. Now I want some Rico's, dude. That sucks. What an L. All right, now I'm sad. Let's go streaking, please.
It's time to go streaking.
We're going streaking! Yeah!
Who is the Nostradamus of MLB? Who can keep the streak going? It's time to go streaking.
What the hell are you doing?
We're streaking.
All right, Sam's still in the chat. Let's go streaking. I've got the show leading streak, followed by Jason, and then Chris is, who the hell knows what he's doing at 0. How do we do yesterday, Christopher?
Well, let me tell you. I went with Jackson Holiday because my streak ended, and he seems to always get the streak started.
Yeah, he is your Hunter Goodman.
Well, the Orioles beat the White Sox yesterday 8-7. They had 13 hits.
That's a lot of hits.
So that's going to be easy for me and Jackson Holiday.
Oh, God. Oh.
Jackson Holiday went 0 for 4.
Oh, boy. Our angry texter loves that. He hates that you pick Jackson Holiday. So.
Especially because I'm going to pick him again.
Sucker.
Jason, he is only on a 1-game hitting streak. He went with Cody Bellinger. That was another high-scoring game. Bellinger got up to the plate 5 times and 1 hit.
Okay, all right. Good for you, Jason. He's out of town, but his streak keeps going. Now the important one, the one everybody's been waiting on.
The leader,
yeah,
with 2 hits,
yes,
took his favorite team, the Los Angeles Dodgers, Mookie Betts.
You're stupid.
Like we said before, the Dodgers lost, and Mookie Betts,
Come on.
went 1 for 4.
Yes, he did. I did yesterday. What was Jason's record? By the way, I'll take Bobby Witt.
20-something.
Yeah, I'll take Bobby Witt.
All right, y'all taking Bobby Witt.
Yeah.
I'm taking Jackson Holiday again, and we'll have to wait and see who Jason takes.
I am at 3 as I drive towards 20 whatever to break Jason's record sometime next March or April. And as I drive towards the record, I do so with my friends at Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Woodland, where you can drive into their fall sales event. Just like the soon-to-be falling leaves, prices are falling at Hoblet. Right now, you can save up to $14,000 off MSRP on new Ram 1500 crew cabs. That's $14,000 off Motor Trend's 2025 Truck of the Year. Plus, with nearly 500 Rams available, whatever truck you need, Hoblet's got it. Some of the best savings of the year on Rams, but maybe you're looking for something different. Okay, well then check out the Hoblet certified pre-owned Super Center with nearly 200 vehicles available and 55 of those vehicles under $20,000. Look, experience the Hoblet difference. Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period. We'll take a break. When we come back, an open segment. We'll hit some Niners because it's Niners at 9, but you never know where it's going to go. We'll get there next.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Mike Rowe here with a fun fact. Did you know that 50% of the air that you breathe inside your home comes from your crawl space? Yeah. Whether your crawl space is wet, musty, or your floors are bouncy, do yourself a favor. Call Groundworks. I spent some time working with these guys, and they're the real deal. Their people are trained and certified to repair your crawl space.
Groundworks, official foundation repair company of Cal Athletics. Schedule a free inspection.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
The deals are on now at the model year-end sales event at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Looking to own or lease? Save on year-end models and drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our number one priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Folsom Lake Honda.
Go to FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Your one-stop Honda shop.
Let's go. You still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com. Go from daydreamer to industry leader with Amazon Business. From office supplies to IT essentials, Amazon Business provides tools that help you save costs and make insight-based decisions. Learn how to bring your visions to life at AmazonBusiness.com.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Your flagship station for the Beam Team.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sacktown Sports 1140. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
I mean, I'm getting all kinds of conflicting stuff about Rico's Pizza. I understand that certain stores have closed down, but the one that I'm wondering now is, it does say the Yuba City store is open today, and maybe that's outdated, but this is certainly that menu, dude, and it looks like you can get the giant pizza. You can get the giant Rico's Pizza, the Supreme, for $61. I get it, inflation and all, but the combo is only $50. I say only 50, but you got to understand, if you know, you know. If you know how big these pizzas were, if you know how big they are, you get it. Josh is saying Rico's is now Chiro's. Is that the one in Citrus Heights where they give you I went there as a kid, that they give you melted butter to dip your crust in. That's all I remember. Oh yeah, he's a big boy. From the 530, Yuba City is 1,000% closed. I drive by it every single day. It's a place called Veli Pizza now. Well, I never dreamed as a kid that I'd be in the position of power and influence that I am right now, and I'd like to use that power and influence. Is I assume Rico is a person, not just a felony. Like, is there a way? Does anybody know the Rico family? First off, is it like Jonathan Rico, or is it like Rico Johnson? You know what I'm saying? But either way, and I'm assuming the original Rico may be no longer with us. I don't know. But we need to bring back Rico's. We need to bring back Sam's Hofbrau. I heard that's happening. but you never
Is
know.
it?
Yeah, I'd heard that they're gonna rebuild. Now that could have changed, of course, but that's the one when they come.
Yeah, I saw there was talk, and then
oh, really?
Then they decided not to. That was a while ago.
Well,
I don't know if you heard anything.
as of February 4th of a year, almost 2 years ago, it says that well, because if you don't know, there was a fire. This is Sam's Hofbrau on what was it, Watt and El Camino, I think. But they said the restaurant will be reopening after all now that the owner has submitted plans for repair and remodel. But that was in February 2024. Oh, I hope it comes back. And you know what? I don't know if we're allowed to do this or not because everything, is always, I get it. Like, we're here to, you got to have sponsors. But I really hope, part of the ethos of our company is, community involvement. So I wonder if I could get away with this. I would love to do a live broadcast out at Sam's when they reopen. Just anything we could do to help drive traffic there. I mean, that is absolutely an icon.
22 Business Journal, October 24 has been scrapped.
So February 24 is before October 24. So that means yours is later.
Yeah.
That is a sucky part about growing up, man. I'm old enough. I'm old enough to remember, and I know a lot of our listeners are, Sam's Town up Highway 50.
Yeah, with the super old video games, or not video games, like.
Oh, they had all kinds. I mean, they had video games, but they also had like all kinds of old school stuff you could go up there and play. It was like a Western Disneyland.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so great. Big sign off of 50. We go there maybe once every 2 years. And it was just like, oh, that was it. That was like, honestly, one of my great childhood memories is we go up there maybe once every 2 years. Like, I think I did a birthday up there once. And I remember one time we went up there and dude, I got a $10 roll of quarters for my birthday. Oh my God, dude. And that was back when video games were like a quarter. It wasn't like, 6 credits. No, dude. Man, I had so many. I played so much skee ball so I could amass $1.5 million worth of tickets so I could buy a tiny teddy bear worth $3. And it was the greatest thing ever. Played so many video games.
This is the height of luxury.
Yeah, I was all over Defender, Joust, Asteroids, Galaga, Pac-Man. Let's go.
There's one game there, I think it was like a World War I game where you're like shooting down planes and you got like the
one of the gun games. Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about with the little crosshair. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Oh my God. How could video games ever get more advanced than this? It's like we're there. Happy Steak. Flaky Jake's. I think it was on Fulton. What about Fuddruckers? That's still around? Wasn't that the hamburger place where you could put anything you want on the hamburger?
I don't know anything about Fuddruckers.
We don't even have a Benihana's here anymore. Is there like a great value Benihana somewhere that I can go to?
There's a Tokyo Steakhouse.
Is that the same idea?
Yeah, they got the hibachis.
That's a thing in your favorite city, LA. My sister did this once. Apparently, and I don't know if that's a thing or not up here, but I guess it's a fairly not normal, but one of the things you can do for like a private party, and apparently it's fairly I would say economical, but it's not as bad as you'd think. Is they have mobile
I've heard of that.
teppanyaki chefs now that'll roll out to your house with their little flat, grill or whatever. They're what's it called? The top, the whatever, you know what I'm talking about, the Blackstone, basically. They'll come out there. They'll come hang out in your backyard or your kitchen and do all the, here. And I mean, a lot of it's for the show. They'll do the egg that they make into a chicken, the rice into a heart, the onion rings that are the volcano with the steam coming out. I do wonder, though, and I did ask her this. She never got back to me. Is there an option if you do that where you could just pay less and not have any of the theatrics?
Just cook.
I mean, it was cool when I first saw it, and it was always cool when I took the kids. But then after a while, you're just like, can you give me can I get my little chicken appetizer, please? And I get it. The heart is, it's pumping. And okay, yeah, you made a chicken out. I mean, look, all this stuff is crazy. I couldn't do it. Like tossing the egg up on the hat and making it crack on your spatula perfectly and all that. I would kill myself. But man, Dave, have you ever gone to the arcade in Old Sacramento? Can't remember the name. Something Square Light Game Square or something. No, but there's what's that place?
I think there's a pinball machine place now in Old Sac.
Really?
Yeah. I believe the texter texted in.
Yeah. I know there's a place. What's that place called? Five and Dime or whatever we had our company party at like 5 years ago downtown.
Oh,
they have all the video games. That place is great.
Oh, why can't I think of the name of it?
It's like Five and Dime, but it's not. It's fine.
I don't want to say the name now.
Okay. Okay. People are going to figure it out, but I need to know off the air what your objection is. That's funny.
I would think it would be more of something that I object to and nothing at all what you would object to.
I imagine that's usually what happens. They say there's still a Benihana in Roseville by the Galleria. I thought the last Benihana to close was on Sunrise. Really? I always tell Taro you should add that in, man. Give me sushi and Benihana.
Capital Pinball Parlor.
And this is happening in Old Sac?
Yeah. You can play all day for $15.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Shut up.
Noon to 11 p.m. today.
What is this place called?
Capital Pinball Parlor.
Capital?
$5 per half hour or $15 all day.
Get out of here. J Street?
117 J Street.
Yeah. $10 all day. You what? You get a monthly membership for $80. $15 all day. Okay. What games do you have? Oh. Revenge from Mars? Golden Arrow, Scooby-Doo? Star Wars? Wow, they've got some. Oh, they have the Hurricane. That's my second favorite pinball machine of all time. Is the Hurricane, the Williams Hurricane. I have one of those pinball machines at my place up the hill, but it's janky. It's one of those arcade 1-up ones where it's like a digital one and doesn't use it. Yeah, I thought it would be a lot better than I thought. My favorite my favorite pinball machine of all time. I'm sure they don't have it. Is Indiana Jones.
I was just going to say that. Indiana Jones and Jurassic Park.
Oh, dude, they're the best. They're the
best.
One
where the T-Rex comes and grabs the pinball.
Yes, is awesome. No, I couldn't agree with you more. And the Indiana Jones and Temple of Doom, that was, oh my God, they have Hurricane. Dude, we are totally giving these guys a giant plug, but I don't even care. Do they serve food? They got to serve food.
I'm not seeing food here.
But how do they make?
They've got leagues.
Yo. What? They have tournaments and leagues? Holy crap. The website needs a little updating. Wow. Well, I hope I'm going to be really disappointed if this doesn't exist. Oh, Coin Op's the name of the place. I'm going to be really disappointed if this place doesn't exist anymore. $80 if I lived near there. Ooh, Terminator 2, that's another great one. If I lived near there, I would just add that in like a like my YouTube TV bill. I would just say just automatically debit 80. I now have to figure out how to fit $80 a month. And I would just roll in there with go get a malted. It would honestly end my marriage if I lived anywhere near J Street because I would spend so much time there.
What if you, Jason, and I joined a league?
I don't think it would go like you'd think. Here's the thing. I love the idea, But there is a very good reason why I would not join a league.
You're a bad loser.
I have a terrible temper when it comes to that. Terrible temper. You can ask anybody I was 15 years old hanging out at Palm Street Pub and Grill playing Indiana Jones in the Temple of Doom, as a matter of fact. And it was a packed evening. It was a dart league. It was about 7 p.m. And I was going after my own high score. I was the pinball wizard kid, right? And I got screwed. Game cheated. And I brought my fist down so hard. I didn't even know it was possible to break the plastic. I didn't even know it was possible, dude. And I cracked that thing so bad, and it sounded like a gunshot. And the whole place, it was a legit, like, record scratch. Everybody stopped and looked at me. Owner came over, chewed me out. And I knew the owner. I'd been there a long time. I used to clean table. That's why I was 15 and at a bar. I used to clean tables and get all the free sodas I want. The amount of dishes I had to do to make up for that. And to this day, thank you, Ben and Dave, the owners, for not killing me, and George. But yeah.
Was it one of those things where you did it and then you felt awful?
The second it made a sound, I felt horrible. And then everybody looked at me and I wanted to disappear. I guarantee you my face was the color of my kid's hair. I felt so, I mean, and this was my thing. Sorry. Like, sorry. I didn't mean it. But it was involuntary. I was so filled with rage. And I was like Arnold Schwarzenegger in True Lies when, what's his name? Roseanne's husband.
Tom Arnold.
Remember Tom Arnold like wouldn't finish the story, give him the thing, so he just like nonchalantly put his fist through the window of the van and shout, "Give me the paper." That's like how it was, dude. It's exactly how it was, dude. Hi, Steven.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Your Senor segue strikes again. I'm telling you, dude. Wow.
Hey, it's an open segment. I told you we had a problem.
But, yeah. No, there's no problem, dude. It's just the Carmichael Dave show with no Jason Ross.
That's
today.
A great point. There is absolutely no governor on the engine here, and Christopher loves to oil up the brakes.
It's like a road trip without your wife. You know what I mean?
Exactly right. Set the screen.
Yes. Thank you, Chris.
Uh-huh.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
All right. So Jonathan Kaminga and an unprotected first-round pick.
Uh-huh.
Whitey actually made a good point yesterday. I think it was yesterday or the day before. If we were to spend that unprotected first-round pick on Jonathan Kaminga, that's essentially us getting a 23-year-old rookie in a way who was already well established.
Yes.
Right? Because he's younger than, I believe he would be one of the youngest players on the roster, even though he's been in the league for 3 years already. You know, so if we were to give that unprotected first round pick up, we would essentially be drafting, quote unquote, a very solid, legitimate rookie who is very well established in this league already. And I feel like if we were to drop those protections, man, and grab him, I don't see a problem in that at all. I feel like that's an unprotected first round pick, very well spent, especially for someone who's 23 years old, who's got the potential ceiling that he does. You know, he's good, dude. Like you were talking about earlier, that would put him at the 4. That would put Keegan at his natural position at the 3, which is where he truly wants to be. That's where I feel like Keegan would really excel. And that would really balance out our starting 5. It really would. It would balance out our starting 5, and then we would only really have to focus on a 2, which we already draft guard heavy these past like 5 years, you know. So I feel like number 1s and 2s are a lot easier to come by than 3s and 4s because this league is definitely wing heavy right now. So I say go for it, man. That's where I'm at. Boys, thank you. I really appreciate you guys having me on.
Thank you, brother. Always good to talk to you, Steven. You know what's really interesting about Steven's Point, which sounds like a place you'd drive to. What's interesting about Steven's Point is, as we told you, Jonathan Kaminga is 22. He will be 23, I believe, on the 4th of October or 5th of October. That would make him younger than Devin Carter. Keon Ellis, Keegan Murray. That would make him younger, wait for it, than Nate Clifford, who hasn't even played a game in the NBA yet. As a matter of fact, as the roster stands right now, Jonathan Kaminga would be the second youngest player on the roster, the only one younger than Kaminga, Max Reno, who is 22 as well, but will not turn 23 until April. So he's 6 months older than the youngest player on the Kings. And that's honestly another way to think about it, too. Because the Kings they're basically drafting a rookie age-wise that had multiple 30-point games in last year's playoffs. But I also know that we all have PTSD from having future draft picks out there, especially a future first when Danny Wembanyama is going to be coming out, and of course we'll win the lottery and then have to watch it go to Golden State. Ron on the chat, I forgot this one. I apologize. Pizza and Pipes. I've spoken about Pizza and Pipes.
Go pizza place.
I couldn't agree with you more. I could not agree with you more. That is where, and I've talked about this before on the air, that is where my parents would take me when they wanted to go out to pizza, because there was a massive organ. It didn't hit me until the second syllable. Please, everyone, be mature. There literally was a massive, huge, like at ball games, organ, and then the organist, right?
Yes.
Would roll. This was not like, okay, let me be clear. This wasn't like a dude and a big synthesizer. This was a full-on giant, or with the that pizza and pipes.
The pipes were all over the room.
All over the room, like built into the walls. And this dude like would come in, or he probably didn't play that song, but you know, get an idea.
But he had that one of those things where he had like the sound effects on it.
Yes,
and he'd throw the plates,
and he'd have the little 18-wheeler horn honker,
yes.
But like it would do other things. Oh my God, it was so good.
Have you tried explaining that place to your kids? Would they have like what there would be like a, what are you talking about?
As a matter of fact, I have. As a matter of fact, I absolutely have, and how I wish I could take them there, because they take stupid idiots like me. Remember, little. You think I have ADD now? Imagine me at 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and I'm just like I am just a absolute spaz, and then my parents would take me there because I could spaz out and it'd just get drowned out by it. Good morning, JR.
What's up, my man?
What's cracking?
I worked at Pizza Pipes in South San Francisco for summer.
Shut up.
Well, I don't have a story where I broke any of their arcade games or pinballs. Whatever.
No. What I want to know, though, here's the question I always had about Pizza and Pipes. So it's a regular pizza place. It's got pizza. Yeah. Okay. But is the organist like a separate type of employee that they have to hire? Like, it's not like we're dripping with organists.
No. They'd schedule. I think when we were there, we had a couple guys. It was funny because they were really, at least the one I was as a kid that was 17, the guy was super cool, the one that came in on the Thursdays. He was just a cool dude. He wore a long jacket so he could, get the wings of it to go over the back of the chair. It's kind of a cool.
Yes. With the tails.
Yeah, the tails.
Yes.
So now I look back and he's probably the biggest nerd in my life. But back then as a kid, I'm like, this dude's pretty cool. And then, he'd do his little thing and bow and turn and take his little break, go eat free pizza. I think probably that's how they paid him, like $1 an hour, and then go ahead and take our cheap. Their pizza was as bad as like an early Chuck E. Cheese. It was just cardboard with pepperoni.
It didn't matter. It was probably some old dude named Raffy St. Clair that somehow knew how to play the organ, and he'd come in his big long black jacket with tails and his hat, sit down. Imagine what that guy's life was outside of Pizza and Pipes, like at the bar trying to pick up women. What do? I'm an organist. I'm really good with my hands. You should come see me play sometime. Last week, 30 kids. They loved it. Maybe he has an organ at home. Honestly, if I needed I know we got a break here. Sorry. If I needed an organist, how does it even work? Do they bring their organ out to your party? Hello? Okay, we can just say that's what he or she said after every single comment now, so just everyone relax. Apparently, according to this, Roger Smith you can rent him out as an organist. Oh, no, never mind. Wait, what? It says he's an organist for Tower of Power, but he lives in Sacramento. How great would it be I want to know how much it costs. If there's any people that know organists out there, how great, well, I guess you couldn't get the organ up here, but how great would it be to have an organist sit in for the show one day? Yes! Yes! We'll take a break. What's on deck? Brought to you by Trex Decking and Railing. We also, I'm going to answer a question I've been seeing all day on the chat, which is, well, if Golden State's giving up on Jonathan Kaminga, why do we want him? Why is he so special? We'll have an answer for you, and I'll tell you next.
The Alan Styles Show.
Brock's bro, Chubba, he's on Nevada and wasn't great. Why didn't we ever hear about him? You answered your own question, Jeff, because he's not very good. Look, man, it's your 5th year at UNR. You are now Preston, not calling you Chubba. How old is he?
He is 24 years old, a 6th-year starter, never won a college football game.
We use your government name.
You can listen to the Alan Styles Show Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on 1140 a.m., YouTube, and the Sacktown Sports app.
You waited a lifetime for this moment. Now it's time to celebrate. The official collection. The Oklahoma City Thunder NBA champions. Available now at NBA Store. A Fanatics experience.
Only one radio program captures the excitement of hunting and fishing as it happens. The award-winning California Sportsman with Sep Hendrickson. Only California Sportsman takes you where the action is. Live on the water, live in the blind, and live with the top pros and experts in outdoor sports. California Sportsman with Fishing Hall of Famer Sep Hendrickson is your premier destination for all things outdoors. Sep's Saturday Morning Outdoors. Ultimate Bass and California Sportsman, 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. Saturdays on Sacktown Sports 1140.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. Stroke risk may increase. Eliquis can cause serious and potentially fatal bleeding. Don't take if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or bleed longer. A spinal injection increases blood clot risk, which may cause paralysis. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or bruising, or back pain, tingling, numbness, muscle weakness, or incontinence. Aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson. Paid for by Action Matters.
Attention former and present inmates of women's prisons in California. If you are currently or were an inmate of Central California Women's Facility in Chowchilla, also known as Chowchilla Women's Facility, Valley State Prison for Women in Chowchilla, Institute for Women in Chino, or Folsom Women's Facility in Represa, and were a victim of sexual abuse, now is the time to come forward, as you may be entitled to substantial financial compensation. If you were an inmate inmate at any of these prisons at any time and were subjected to sexual abuse from staff members, you may be entitled to substantial cash compensation. Call our California Women's Prison Helpline now at 800-408-1240. The deadline to file a claim may be close. Call now to get the justice, closure, and the financial settlement you deserve. Even if it was long ago, call our law firm's Women's Prison Sexual Abuse Helpline right now at 800-408-1240. 800-408-1240. 800-408-1240.
It's taste on a whole new level at Sky River Casino. With 18 elevated restaurants, bars, and lounge destinations that include SR Prime Steakhouse, 32 Brews, Dragon Boat, and The Market. Just minutes from Sacramento, right off Highway 99 in Elk Grove. Join in the fun and experience the height of hospitality. Sky's the limit at Sky River Casino. Visit skyriver.com today. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Ladies and gentlemen,
this is going to be fun.
Yeah! It's time for What's on Deck, brought to you by Trex Decking and Railing.
All right. What's on deck? As the gentleman said, brought to you by Trex Decking and Railing. One more day till football. Week 3 starts tomorrow. Pretty good game, too. I'm pretty good so far. With, I think it's a pretty good game. Who else playing? I was looking at it this morning. Oh, never mind. Sucks. Dolphins, Bills. Bills favored by 11.5. No, I know what it was. It was, it was the Monday night game. Lions go to the Ravens. That'll be interesting. See if the Lions are back on track. A's Red Sox, though. That is happening. See if the A's can keep their ways going. Giants and Diamondbacks before that, though. They'll finish in Arizona, hopefully with a win. Verlander on the bump. 12:40 is your first pitch there. And almost just in time after that, you can get the A's at the Red Sox. That's a 3:45 first pitch. If you want to just go baseball, you can watch those two. And then finish up with the Phillies and the Dodgers. I love LA. You love LA. Is this also on the text line 916-339-1140? I want to get to this Kaminga thing, but is this a thing with middle-aged? I don't know if it's just men. I only have my perspective, so maybe women too. But I get emails from Redfin. If I've ever looked in an area, they send me emails of stuff in the area. And I just got an email of literally it is the perfect house I would want to live in. Perfect house. It's in Morgan Creek, which is in a gated community in Roseville. Not super foofy, but foofy enough. It's got a pool and the spa in the backyard. It's got a basketball hoop on the side of the house for my son. It's got a covered pool area thing, a barbecue with like a barbecue island, a TV, table and chairs. The house itself and the inside's nice. And there's a little one of the man-made lakes at Morgan Creek. It's right on the lake. And there's a little dock with a little pontoon boat that comes with the house, right? Like, this is my dream house. It has.
Oh, man, I'm out of cash.
Exactly, dude. It's beautiful. It's got great lighting. It's exactly, if I could design the house and everything around it, a fire pit. $1.6 million. So then obviously I don't have $1.6 million. So I look at it and I'm like, God, you're such it really spirals me out. You're such a loser. What have you been doing with your whole life? You should have gone to college. How great would it be to raise your kids in there? One of them's already gone. Other people have raised their kids in these houses. What's wrong with you? It's even got a lime tree. Chris, can you imagine having a house payment? Shows you the estimated house payment for this house after 20% down. So you got to put, what, 320, probably 400 with fees. So yeah, put 400 grand down, no problem. Taxes, insurance, HOA, all that included. Your house payment, you get a bill every month, not counting utilities. $10,714 a month. There's like people out there that can do that. That's so weird to me. There's like literally, and I'm not talking about like billionaires and millionaires, like people younger than us.
Join us, Dave.
The sad thing is I know exactly what you're talking about. God. I'm just wondering if there's other people that look at, my wife calls it redfin porn. It's probably pretty accurate. Where I'm just surfing around looking all the time like, oh my God, this is great. Then I feel sad. Dave, how come you never talk about the time you lived in Minnesota? I do. But, I mean, no offense. It was Minnesota. I lived there for a winter and a half. Wasn't, it's fine. But nothing to tell stories about. A lot of people on the text line today because we've been talking about this Jonathan Kaminga stuff. And thanks again to Sam Amick for joining us and talking about it, since he is the one that's been on top of this thing. But somebody say, hey, why don't you, or why would we want him if the Warriors are giving up on him? Obviously, that means something. It's a fair question. And when you look at the history of the Warriors, they drafted Steph Curry in 2009. In 2011, they got Klay Thompson. In 2012, they drafted, everyone remembers they got Draymond Green in the second round. They forget they also got Harrison Barnes in the first. Kevon Looney the year after that. Since then, now granted, they haven't had a ton of picks because they didn't have a pick in 2013 or 2014 or 2017 because they're winning championships. But here's their picks. First round pick, Kevon Looney. First round pick, Damian Jones. First round pick, Jacob Evans. First round pick, Jordan Poole. Okay. Number 2 pick in the draft, James Wiseman. Could have had Tyrese Halliburton. They had the 7 and the 14 pick. Remember that? They got Jonathan Kaminga and Moses Moody. 2022, Patrick Baldwin. Like, here's my thing with the Warriors that we don't really talk about. All credit in the world to Joe Lacob for getting the team from Chris Cohan, paying the then rec, $500 million, building a new privately funded stadium arena. They're one of the, if not the most valuable team in the NBA now. Certainly, I think top 3, but I thought they were number 1. And you drafted Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, and Harrison Barnes all within a 3-year period. That is a dynasty. That's how it's built. And they surrounded them with the right people. So all credit to them. But since then, they've kind of sucked when it comes to front office decisions. They added Jimmy Butler, great. But I don't think the Warriors are giving up on Kaminga. If you really look at the Warriors, I don't know that I trust their scouting over the last 10 years and necessarily trust Steve Kerr's rotations outside of his big 3. So again, I give them all the credit in the world for building the dynasty. But I think you could even talk to Warrior fans that would tell you, I'm talking about the sane ones, there are some, that would say, yeah, outside of that, though, which is huge, trading Monte Ellis for Andrew Bogut helped them win a title, the Kevin Durant acquisition. I'm not trying to shortchange them. But what else have they really developed? What have they developed? And the James Wiseman number 2 thing. Look, the only reason that's not put up there with Marvin Bagley is because the Warriors are a better franchise. You can afford to have misses like that. But that's every bit as bad a miss as Marvin Bagley. It's just Luka wasn't the next pick. But Tyrese Halliburton was 11 picks later. They're not great at developing talent. And I don't know that we're able to they didn't develop Wiseman. They've not really developed Kaminga. I don't know what the hell, they misused the hell out of him. Moses Moody, they haven't developed. Like, look, they just don't. So I understand I understand the logic in you saying, well, the Warriors are the best franchise in the NBA over the last 10, 15 years. If they're out on Jonathan Kaminga, why would we think we could outsmart them? I think the answer is I think you're overrating the Warriors' ability to develop and fit in talent. I'll give him, you got to give him credit too for Brandon Pajemski. But I don't trust that. I'll take the Spurs' ability, and they haven't made the playoffs in years. I'll take the Spurs' ability to develop talent any day over the Warriors. They had a Hall of Fame generational 3-4 year run in the draft. They did. And they deserve all they got. Not taking anything away from them or trying to disrespect them in any way. But I'm not going to look at that and go, oh, well, they've had Kaminga. They obviously know something we don't. Now, that also doesn't mean Jonathan Kaminga is going to be a perennial all-star, but there's a lot of potential there. And we've seen it on the floor, and he's incredibly young. And again, if the Kings have an opportunity to get somebody like that on a controlled semi-low deal, I mean, we're talking what? 3 years, 75, 4 years, 100? I know that's a lot of money. Jonathan Kaminga could live in Morgan Creek at that house I want. But in today's NBA, that ain't a ton. You should think about it. We'll take a break. When we come back, crosstalk, celebrity birthdays. And by the way, our PD is going to be doing the crosstalk today, as the aforementioned Jose Gonzalez. So up the energy, everybody. Make sure you're ready to go. Everybody straighten up. Iron your shirts. Put on your cologne. And listen while I tell you a story about HVAC companies that have had a very tough summer. As I'm about to talk about it being a mild summer, getting ready to go play golf in Davis in 98-degree weather. But looking ahead, looking ahead at the weather report. Have you guys looked at all? It's getting kind of exciting. Yeah, it sucks today. Tomorrow, 87 and cloudy. Friday, 78 with a 50% chance of rain. Okay, 86, 89, 94. But then check this out. Tuesday, 81 degrees, 40% chance of rain. Wednesday, 78, thunderstorms. We're starting to get there. Anyways, my point is this. It's not a weather report. That's not why they're paying me. They're paying me to tell you that they want to save you money by being your second opinion partner. As the other HVAC companies, many of them are charging big bucks, because they got to make it up somehow because business has been so bad. That's not what American Energy is doing. They want to steal that business. They want to save you money. If you're already working with somebody else, call them, let them come out, no charge, and they'll let you know, A, if you need that repair, and B, how much they'll charge you. And odds are it'll be lower than what you're being asked to pay. 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990. Or AmericanEnergyAir.com. American Energy, making the uncomfortable comfortable. Take a break. Crosstalk next.
The Allen Styles Show.
Brock's bro, Chubba, he's all Nevada and wasn't great. Why didn't we ever hear about him? You answered your own question, Jeff, because he's not very good. Look, man, it's your 5th year at UNR. You are now Preston, not calling you Chubba. How old is he?
He is 24 years old, a 6th-year starter, never won a college football game.
We use your government name.
You can listen to the Allen Styles Show Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on 1140 a.m., YouTube, and the Sacktown Sports app.
Hey, it's Carmichael, Dave. I got to tell you, I am so excited to get this decking project started with Trex Decking and Railings. From the first time I stepped foot in the showroom last week, I was so impressed. So many color options, heat-resistant composite deck. What does that mean? That means I don't have to do any maintenance on it whatsoever. They even have a deck designer, so you can go online and see what your dream deck will look like on your house. Just visit Trex, that's Trex.com to get it started. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you. Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room with primetime football. It's back. Capital Casino is giving away $500 per game and high hand bonuses for every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday night primetime game. Offering the best food, best service, and the best action with the most variety of games in the region and conveniently located at 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento. For more information, log on to capital-casino.com and please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
If you're not looking for a brand new car, at Elk Grove Honda, we've acquired some of the best pre-owned cars we can find. We've kept only the best of our trades, and our buyer has found some of the finest pre-owned Hondas available in Northern California. You can see for yourself at elkgrovehonda.com. Whether you purchase a brand new Honda or a like-new pre-owned Honda, your car buying experience will be the same. We have the right Honda at the right price. You'll find us in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 and Elk Grove Boulevard.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
Hey, sports fans, finally a horror film with a football twist. Check out Him, the IMAX experience, playing this week at the Esquire IMAX Theater in downtown Sacramento.
In this game, violence is rewarded, so learn to enjoy it.
Greatness demands sacrifice. The next great quarterback descends into a world of terror and trains into something darker. The best theater to experience Him is on the Esquire IMAX Theater 6-story screen. Grab your reserved seats today at IMAX.com/Sacramento.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. Stroke risk may increase. Eliquis can cause serious and potentially fatal bleeding. Don't take if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or bleed longer. A spinal injection increases blood clot risk, which may cause paralysis. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or bruising, or back pain, tingling, numbness, muscle weakness, or incontinence. Aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
You've probably heard the word, but do you know what a stimp meter is and how it works? Invented by Edward Stimpson in the 1930s, a stimp meter is a device used to measure the speed of putting surfaces. His version was made of wood and was simply a chute on which a golf ball would roll onto the green. Roderick Easdale writes in Golf Magazine, today's stimp meters are made of aluminum. They're 36 inches long and have a V-shaped chute down which the ball can roll. It has 2 notches on which the ball rests. After a flat area of the green is selected, a golf ball is placed in the notch and the end is slowly lifted until the ball rolls down the chute and across the green. The average of 3 distances becomes one of the measurements. The process is repeated in the opposite direction, and the measure of both directions is added and divided by 2. That figure in feet is the stimp meter reading. Most courses average 9 or 10 on stimp meter, which is neither too fast or too slow, just right for most recreational players. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
Everyone has a past, but what happens if you've made mistakes and made good on that past, but it keeps following you? Are you looking for an attorney to erase past records and restore your rights? Maybe even restore your gun rights? Do you need a reputable criminal defense attorney who knows even good people make bad mistakes? Well, the attorneys at Gonzalez Law Office are here to help. Find Gonzalez Law Office online at saclegaldefense.com or call them at 916-304-9187. We don't settle for less, and neither should you.
When I was a kid, I remember my dad, a lineman, leaving in the middle of the night. Families were depending on him to get their power back on to keep them safe and warm. Watching him taught me that this work isn't just about wires and circuits. It's about people and the trust they place in us when the lights go out. That's why I started Maverick Electric Heating and Air, to carry on that same promise of showing up, doing it right, and protecting families when they need us most. Visit callamaverick.com.
It's time for the news of the day.
The latest headlines, the biggest stories, hard-hitting analysis.
Yeah, this is none of those things. And now, here's Carmichael, Dave, and Jason Ross.
No, it's not, you liar face. Jason is in New York for the broadcaster meetings.
New York.
I don't know why, but that's going to be funny to me for a while. He'll be back tomorrow. I will be broadcasting live from some hole at the Edgewood Golf Course in Lake Tahoe tomorrow.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe, dude, because I'm playing a media event today. That's why I'm all golfed out. And it sure actually it does kind of make me look good. Hey, as long as you can't see my belly. I'm pretty fit. Look at those guns. What's up? Sorry. So I'll be there. He'll be here. And, yeah. What else we got going on here? I'd like to thank everybody today. We've talked about sports, pinball. I'm going to look into that pinball thing later. Remember that guy yesterday that was texting the J-Man, and we don't like that because the J-Man's the J-Man, and that's not the J-Man. Well, I don't know this texter well enough to know if he's full of it or not, but he claims his grandpa owned Pizza and Pipes.
Really?
I would like to find out if that's true. And if that's true, then I'd like to have
best grandpa ever.
Can you imagine if your grandpa owned Pizza and Pipes, what kind of childhood you'd have? Also, shout out to Ryan and the whole crew over at the Kings, the guys that do the jerseys. I got a chance to look a little closer at those, I don't know what they're called, City Edition Statement, whatever thing, the ones that look with the beam. That it might be top three favorite jersey ever. Might be. I'm going to have to see what it looks like when I get one. Might be top 3. J-Man says it's 100% true that his grandpa was the owner of Pizza and Pipes. Well, then, J-Man, at some point, maybe Friday, I'm going to need you to call into the show. Okay? Says he and his brothers owned all the locations up and down the West Coast. I'm kind of starting to believe him. If that's the case, then
how upset are you going to be when you find out it's me calling in on Friday?
Hey, Dave, it's J-Man. Our angry texter says, oh, man, he's ripping on Chris, but I'm going to stand in front of Chris. Damn it, I hate this. If Chris had a creative bone in his body, he'd play New York by Alicia Keys and Jay-Z for Jason Ross. Couple things here. Number one, angry texter, if that's even your real name. It's called Empire State of Mind, okay? Idiot. Don't come at the king and do the thing if you're going to miss, or whatever that saying is. Secondly, that's not as fun. That is not as fun. Yes, I'm aware that that's a New York song, and he could play the part where she goes, "Living in New York." Yeah, I get it.
Also, that's the joke.
That's the joke.
It's not good.
That's the creative aspect of it. Can you play the LA song again real quick? This is the best part. Nope. Try it again. You know what I'm doing here. New York. See, that's great. That's creative. Let's play a game of Run the Show, okay? Let's play a game of Run the Show. We'll go first. Listen better.
But once again, thank you, listeners. You've been fantastic to us these last few months.
We love you. Also, I would probably play New York State of Mind. I mean, at some point, some other time, we could do Mount New York song more. I would definitely put New York State of Mind by Billy Joel ahead of Empire State of Mind. Are you commanding our boss to move to his right? Wow. Yeah, if you moved here for the cameras, please, sir. Thank you. As Jose joins us right now. You don't look anything like Chris Watkins. What's sir, if you wouldn't mind turning your mic.
I'm sorry, I ran into it.
Hey, that's all right. We have a meeting. Well, we had a meeting later. We're going to go over that.
Yeah, we're going to talk about all these buttons.
All the buttons. All the buttons and what they do. Hey, did you hear my idea for the listener breakfast, Scott?
Did it just happen?
No, it was yesterday in the meeting that I wasn't at, and there was some pushback. So we got to push back on the pushback.
Yeah, well, Chris said something to the effect of, Dave will look around and go, okay, yeah, we'll just move forward.
I mean, honestly, it's, because we were talking this morning, It's funny you're here. We were talking this morning about how you and our big boss were being very sweet and nice to us about the numbers, not just for us, but the station, how great they are. And I'm just obsessed with, like, I've been very clear about this. I don't like live broadcasts, and I don't like doing them, and I don't like being around anyone. But I feel like I owe it to them to do something.
Well, yeah, they're propping you up right now.
That's what I'm saying.
The listeners now, a quick story, and I know Verlad's going to get mad because we need to get
You're the boss, dude.
But doing live broadcasts, it was about that far. I was basically where you are, and someone stood essentially where I am and just watched me do your show.
Yeah, see, not great.
It's like,
not great.
I appreciate it.
Right. But also
2-3 steps back.
How about when you're doing a live broadcast and somebody starts having a conversation with you while
Yeah.
you're on the air? And you're like pointing to the headphones.
Hey, I'm talking. I'm sorry.
Celebrity Birthdays brought to you by Crumble Cookies. Crumble Cookies also will make an appearance if we ever do a live show. I can promise you that. Thank you to Crumble Chris and Crumble Cookies. Chris Verlad, give us a couple birthdays.
Dave, your personal friend Bobby Lee. It's his birthday today.
You know, I think Bobby's older than we think. I want to say Bobby is 52.
You know, thinking Mad TV days and everything, I'm going to go a little higher. I'm going to do 54.
We have a correct answer. Jose Gonzalez with the win, 54 years old.
There we go.
Hey, real quick, hold on. Hi, sweetheart. I'm on the radio. Can I call you back? Can I call you back?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, thank you. Bye. Yep, okay, love you.
Patrick Mahomes' birthday's today.
Patrick Mahomes is...
Ooh. I thought...
he's 29 or 30. 29.
I got to go 30 because I feel 31.
We got another correct answer. 30 years old today for Patrick Mahomes. Alexander Ovechkin, really quickly.
Alex Ovechkin is 36.
41.
We do not have a correct answer, but Jose sweeps the game. Alexander Ovechkin is 40 today.
He's the boss. I'll let him sweep the game.
Let's go.
What's coming up next?
We're talking a lot of Niners.
Yes.
Kings, Jonathan Kaminga. We're going to go into a little bit of everything.
Is the Jonathan Kaminga trade imminent, and will Jose break the news? Find out next, right here on Sacktown Sports.
The Drive Guys